Good morning, Sassy fam. Welcome to your Sunday check-in. I hope you're well. I hope you are fabulous. Today's check-in is for yours and theirs. Like always with yours and theirs, take what resonates, leave what does not, and reverse those energies as you see fit. More so with readings like yours and theirs, as energy exchange and interchange is real, rapid, and fluid. Having said that, your person that I see on this board today, might include or involve the energies of a significant other, spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, lover, ex of 5 years ago. I never know until the cards are on the table. But I'd also ask you to include the possibility of my seeing other perfectly common elements in life, such as work stuff, spiritual growth stuff, life path stuff, okay? All the other stuff. I'm just as like to see it. But like always, default setting, take what resonates, leave what does not. So those folks, you traditionally skip the intro, I understand. But there's a couple reasons why you might want to stick around for this intro today. Because I tell you what, this is what's going to happen next week if you don't. You're going to be that person that comes wandering back to this message and you're confused. Sassy, I'm confused. Where are my messages? The timestamps are there for a reason. I get it. Some people want to jump into their signs, but sometimes, I have some important dates for you, such as this. There will be no messages between March 16th and March 19th, basically Monday to Thursday this coming week. It is spring break where I live in my city, so all the kids are out, including my daughter, and it's also event heavy in my city during this time of year as well. So I am expected to show up, participate, and cover, review some of these events, and they're high energy events, and they're kind of time consuming, fun. Yes, absolutely a bit time consuming. And messages will resume next Friday, March 20th, with a round of shorts. And then we'll have our next Sunday check-in, March 22nd, and then everything kind of goes back to normal. The week after that will be the past, present, and future readings. I like how messages will resume just in time for Aries season, so that is March 20th, So happy early birthday to Aries, and then, of course, ongoing birthday wishes to my Piscean crew. It's been a heck of a season. I hope that you have enjoyed it. Any other important dates? We have the new moon on the 18th. That will be in the sign of Pisces, of course. Not too much else going on, except there's constant reminders that spring is in the air. Kind of casually entering a couple of poetry competitions, which are very common this time of year, and then doing some really good work with the book. Oh my gosh, it's in a, as we like to say, exciting development stage. And it is. I'm enjoying myself with that quite a bit. It's a journey. Writing is a journey. Workshops are happening and literary conferences and, all that fun stuff that I love to do. I like that I'm giving myself more space to do these things. But reasonably, I do have to show up and also review some of them as well. It's part of the gig. There you go. But just lots of activity right now. And hopefully where you are, things are waking up for you as well. Just to recap, no messages between the 16th and the 19th. And then we will pick back up with a round of shorts next Friday, March 20th, which also marks the entrance of Aries season. We will have our regular Sunday check-in on the 22nd, and then there you go. You guys, you enjoy the rest of your day. You have a great day. You have a fabulous day. I will see you at your sign today, and I will see you for your round of shorts next Friday. You guys, take care. Be well. Leo, what's up? Show me Leo and the person, please. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board. What does that explain in the intro, inverse energies, as you see fit? Show me Leo. All right. The High Priestess, Queen of Pentacles, Justice. Yeah. Over here, the Shadow. Ooh. Eight of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. Okay. Shared, Seven of Wands, King of Cups, and Judgment. Overview, Six of Swords. Yeah. Okay. Let's be clear. At Six of Swords, you kind of left the situation or circumstance where you were involved on this person's shore and whatever it is that they were doing. It's like, I'm going to go ahead and absent myself from the situation. Okay? And you're also saying, P.S., I was right to do so. The High Priestess, Queen of Pentacles, Justice. You're like, I need to do my own thing. And you strongly feel this to be true. Intuitively, you feel this to be true. Spiritually, you feel this to be true with Justice here. Literally, I'm looking at a Leo who says, I need to do this because it's right for me. Now, I don't know what you're doing. I have no clue. But you do. Queen of Pentacles here, Justice. I need to do what's right for me. I need to take care of my own business. Right? Leo needs to take care of Leo. 3D, material, spiritually, emotionally. And you're saying, I'm correct. I'm correct in this opening here with the Six of Swords to leave this particular situation behind. Okay. Okay. I like the sense of justice there. That tells me not only are you technically, perhaps legally correct, but spiritually, you're like, that's what I got to do. I feel it. I'm in tune with it. I'm balanced on this subject. Okay. All right. Taking care of yourself, minding your own business, literally for some of you. But absenting yourself from this particular situation. The Shadow, Eight of Pentacles, Queen of Swords. Ooh. You know, someone's... I'm just saying a little focused on work. I'm saying a lot of focused on work. It might get into the space of obsession. The Shadow, it is in the space of obsession. Let me rephrase that. It is absolutely in the space of obsession with the Shadow there. Eight of Pentacles, Queen of Swords. And this, it's kind of like saying this is all I see, day in, day out. That's all they want to see, day in, day out. So this person is kind of leaning into their obsessive habit or trait when it comes to their working coin right now. So that may not necessarily be a bad thing. It's just where they are, and they have no intent, it seems, breaking focus anytime soon. So right here, we're not looking at a 30-hour work week or a 40-hour, 50 hours or more. There is a sense of, or notes of perfectionism in here. With the Queen of Swords, that hyper-focus work material with the Shadow. Yes, perfection is not possible, but human beings, being what they are, they can get fixated on the idea and try to mete it out. But yeah, someone here is pursuing perfection and, well, lots of work focus at the time. It doesn't look like there's much space for you, and I don't think you want to participate in that. You're saying, I need to do my own thing and what's right for me and mind my own particular sense of self-worth. And then also realistic standing with the Queen of Pentacles. So being mindful of your own home or your own work functions or whatever that is to you. It's not just about you going on spa day after spa day after spa day with the self-worth thing. I mean, it's actually seeing to your 3D self as well and what your needs are, physical needs are. And you're like, no, there's no room for me and I don't think I want there to be room for me. I'm going to absent myself from that. This was done so consciously. All right. You shared Seven of Wands, King of Cups, Judgment. You know what's interesting? I don't think either one of you is necessarily upset or sorry for your decisions. A very unapologetic attitude right here. This is where I'm at, and that's just how it is. And you're like, fine, me too. That's where I'm at, and that's how it is. Seven of Wands, King of Cups, Judgment is kind of like saying you both made decisions, which is true, and that's fair. You made a decision that was right for you, and they're making decisions in accordance to what they're focusing on. Their emotional kind of sense of self right now, same for them. Even if you don't necessarily agree with it, you might be able to call this person reasonably obsessed with work, hyper-fixating on it, trying to control everything, a perfectionist. You're like, I want no part of it. I'm going to go take care of me. Whatever that is. The thing is, from their point of view, they're not wrong. And they feel that way. Right? They feel that way. So you feel how you feel, they feel what they feel. You both made decisions. You're owning your decision, they're owning theirs. And how it plays out later is how it plays out later. I'm not necessarily seeing any animosity on your part, but you're also showing me I'm not going to participate. Don't expect me to. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm like, fine, that's exactly what I'm doing. Okay. You know, yours is, I have to say, much more along the lines of this is what's right for me. Okay. And I'm not going overboard with it. It's in moderation. Their energy is not in moderation, but they're also insisting that's where they are right now. So it might be one of those cases where you two looked at each other and said, you know what, you got to do what's right for you. Okay. Now, is that a long-term Six of Swords? You know, in readings like this, I always wonder about that because the Six of Swords can often be a temporary transitional piece. We're temporarily stepping away from this, slowly, calmly. Okay. The Point is that we exit a shore, that's what's behind us, and what's before us is another shore that's calmer. That's the idea, that's the theory. So it's not necessarily a long-term state. Okay, sometimes, yeah, we can go back in time. It just depends. But Six of Swords, like, yeah, you're still saying, though, I'm out of here. Even if it's not physical relocation or physical movement, the idea is mentally, I'm over here now. And you're at peace with it. And it doesn't look like, honey, that doesn't look like there's much space for you. And that's not meant as an insult. It's just you're aware of it. You made choices understanding that this situation doesn't have much space for you. And frankly, you don't want to participate anyway. All right. Any advice, please? Let's get some advice, please, for Leo in their situation. Knights of Pentacles. Page of Swords, Queen of Wands, King of Cups. Oh, World, the Knight of Cups. Yeah, okay. So while I don't think you're expressing any animosity towards them, we're not exactly open to emotional expression at this time. You know, it's interesting. I still have two people who think about each other. All right? They think about each other. They still have very strong feeling towards each other, but it's currently non-expressive. I think you're kind of showing me a firm outer countenance, and so are they. The World, the Knight of Cups. It's not the soft, romantic, or sexy words, or even the vulnerable words right now, even if this isn't an intimate relationship. I'm not seeing that necessarily. I'm just saying we're not necessarily talking to each other in that way right now. But there's still a feeling of goodwill towards each other. And we think about each other. Page of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. We don't expect any fresh interactions with this anytime soon, though. All right? But the idea is you two are going to keep an eye on each other. And you're in each other's thoughts. But active expressionism? No, that can wait, at least for now. I'm saying that as a temporary world and a temporary Six of Swords. I'm not under the impression that this is long-term, but as it resonates. A long-term leaving or a long-term cycle. No, it's just small. The energy between you two, okay, its next appearance in each other's lives is just, it's small and it's slow moving. No. I think you two have every intent of keeping an eye on each other, and you're like, you know what, good luck doing your thing, and you're like, same. Yeah, you have a feeling. I know, I can see that you're intuitive. It makes sense to me. Hopefully it makes sense to you. This is either yours or it's not. It's pretty specific today. Oh, yeah, that's some... Work ego. Shallow. Some of you think that that's kind of like a shallow existence, the work ego. I don't know. Kind of depends. You know, if you're someone who's establishing your career and you're in it and your eye of the... Speaking of which, if you're eye of the tiger, that's where you are. It's not necessarily a bad thing. And maybe this person does have tendencies towards perfection. Maybe they are a little too obsessed with career, reputation, and building a name, but again, that's where you are. It's not necessarily bad. You have to learn to moderate the energies, though, in time. So I don't know where they are in their timeline, but perhaps they haven't learned how to moderate this yet. You know? That's all. It's like, oh, I can't stand it when you're like this, but it's not outwardly mean. It's like, you know what, you go do your thing. I gotta go do my thing. And it's from a level place. One of you is the divine masculine. It's either you or the other person. There you go. But the divine masculine, there's a sense of firmness, right? Not going back on this. I'm in charge. Take the initiative. This is where we are right now. Deal with it. Mentally adjust, focus, and put our concentrated energies into this. So yeah, the divine masculine in some ways present, or just masculine energy, or emperor, if you will. Kind of commanding, a bit of a hard ass. You know, like I said, it is what it's causing conflict. But at the same time, yeah, there's conflict here, but also too are the memories. That's why I'm not necessarily convinced that this is a long-term separation. I think it's in the coordinates to the circumstances that makes this situation circumstances based. Okay, it's a temporary leaving. It's a temporary cutoff of expression. I don't think it's long-term. I really don't. No. The energies are just small towards each other at this time. Knight of Pentacles, yeah, it's slow moving. It'll pick back up eventually when the timing is right, or their work energies calms down. Who knows what? Anything else, please? I think a big part of you knows they're like this, or they have a tendency to be like this. And just because you don't want to participate doesn't necessarily mean you're completely cutting them off. you know, withdrawn. That's what I'm saying. I think it's a temporary withdrawal. You know they have a tendency towards this. I think a big part of you knows it, accepts it, resigns yourself towards it. You don't necessarily push back against it with the Five of Wands or outwardly disagree with it. It's just your way of saying accepting it. Okay, I accept this as is. I know you get like this sometimes. I just personally don't want to participate. Thank you. Okay, I got it. I think you got it too. I do. I'm not worried about it. I'm not. Whatever it is that they got to work through, literally. Resources, I know, they're concerned about resources, 23, and here we have the mice nibbling away at resources, so there is a real concern here about material wealth, resources, access to resources, being on top of things so it doesn't slip away from us, because you know what, it is so easy to nibble away at time, energy, effort, and you know, next thing we know, we're out of resources, and I think that's where this person is, from that point of view, really trying to fix something or prevent, you know. And it's commanding. There might have been a loss of resources for one reason or another. I'm not saying it, and they're working hard to overcome that. Okay, and then we have the mature woman. All right. Someone here who has that sense of, you know, middle-aged or older, possibly female, but that sense of knowing better, right? Empress, quality of care, quality of home. Someone who in some way understands the responsibility of resource gathering, development, or stewardship of those energies. We also have just straight up 6 and 23. Message of concern. You're concerned. You're concerned, and I believe that they are as well, in your own ways. I think you're, if anything, perhaps more concerned with them, and they're more concerned with the situation. But yeah, you know, there was an idea of perhaps heightened work stress right now, and they're giving it their full attention. Okay, so it's not without rhyme or reason. That's why I said I think you're showing me more of an acceptance energy than an oppositional one, right? I think they're doing what they can to fix the situation, even if they go about it in perhaps, I don't know, maybe an obsessive way. We have the letters A, V, F, X, Q. We have the Madonna here of Pisces. Yes, we're currently still in Pisces season. And yes, you're highly intuitive. I have no doubt. I saw that for you a couple times. I think you just know. You feel it. You know the truth of what I'm saying. Okay. But yes, you might have some very strong Pisces in your chart. Could be connecting to, and the season, of course, might be important too. And here we have the music note. Music for some of you, profession, hobby. I do feel that it in some ways related to this, and I don't know why. It could be this person's profession, hobby, adjacency to the skill of music, composition in some way. That might explain the sense of perfectionism. Okay. Anyway. But yes, for many people, that's how they tune intuitively, is through their music. Makes sense. It's a good skill. Keep up with that. All right, Leo, honey, I do hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Sag, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Sagittarius, please. Show me Sag. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, but as I explained in the intro, reverse energies as you see fit. 4 of Wands, 6 of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. Page of Swords, Death. Well, 2 of Wands. It looks mutual. Okay. Between you two, Strength, 5 of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. Overview, Justice. Oh, good. Well, no, I'm glad you feel that way. It's kind of like saying, look, this is what I need to do. Technically, legally, spiritually. I'm trying to live a balanced life, and I need to take care of myself, Queen of Pentacles, and focus on me and my interests. I don't disagree. Yours has a much more permanent leave feel as compared to, say, Leo's. Theirs was temporary. Yours is more long-term. All right? And I'm not telling you what to do. This is already set in motion. I'm reading this after the fact. It is a matter of justice to you, and we're looking at separation here, folks. Let's make no mistake about that. Four of Wands is some sort of relationship energy here, as two people define it. Six of Swords, you're moving on from it. Queen of Pentacles on the other side. You know that you're going to be fine. You know that. You know how to take care of you. Okay. The material world is not a mystery to you. You know how to make yourself comfortable. You know how to see to your own needs. You know how to build yourself up. You just know. All right? You're not worried about you in terms of the 3D. None whatsoever. And it kind of harkens back to that opening. It's like, I know this is correct. I know it is. Okay. Page of Swords, Death, Two of Wands. Don't be surprised. I'm sure there will be some follow-up conversations here, or that's the idea. It's odd. Page of Swords and Death, it feels like we did not put enough insight into this when the ending was triggered. So that's very little insight, or perhaps they were trying to deliberately show you that they didn't care or that it meant nothing to them. Mistake. So don't trigger an ending unless you're prepared to back it up, because you said, I'll be fine and I know it, and you're absolutely right. You are. It's really hard for me to take an ending seriously when at least one person is not taking it seriously. It doesn't look like they did. Very little thought. Page of Swords. It might have been an offhanded moment. Well, maybe we should just separate then. Well, maybe I want a divorce. Maybe. What the fuck is maybe? I don't know, guys. But the insight's so small. And maybe they were just trying to show you how much they don't care. I don't know. But I do see this on the other side of this Two of Wands. So that's a little bit more active. In having triggered this ending, don't be surprised if they want to have a couple more conversations with you. So you're a big Sag. You can figure it out if that's what you want to do. Strength, Five of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. Look, I'm seeing strength here working in two different directions. For you, you're saying it's going to be hard, but I'm willing to have a brand new beginning. Overcome these obstacles, Five of Pentacles and Ace of Pentacles. I'll aim for new for myself, thank you. For them, they're saying I have the strength, maybe, to reinvest in this. So, to put some real work into it. So it's another roundabout way of saying I've changed my mind. Can we still work on this? I have the strength for it, by the way. Okay. Like I said, you're a big Saggy. If you want to have those conversations, you will. But it looks to me like you are more prepared than anything else to move on and see to your own needs and trigger a new beginning for yourself, if you're so inclined. Remember, strength works both ways. It takes strength to push something away and strength to pull something towards you. Just depends on how you're using it, what it means to you. Someone here has the strength to still want to pull this towards them and put some real work into it and repairs, or at least that's what's proposed, and the other person saying strength to push away. You know, it's see, when people pull endings and they're not prepared for it, I call it fainting. They didn't really mean it, which also speaks to immaturity. So remember, if that happened once, it can happen again, and it can create those relationships that are fundamentally always insecure. If your major response to anything that's broken or wrong is to just leave it, just be done, that will be a continuation, a pattern. When it gets real, someone's like, well, I'm just going to stay here, not help, contribute, or bail, you know. I don't know. All right. I want you to do, with that energy I see you in, which is very appropriate, what is correct for you? What is correct for you? Okay. Page of Wands, Six of Wands. How so? It can't be that cliche. It can't be. But it is. At least for this reading this round. It was an ego thing. Unnecessary, unhealthy ego. Page of Wands, Six of Wands. Well, I can just close this out. I don't need this. So, Six of Wands isn't necessarily bad. No, on the contrary, it has a very positive light attached to it. Riding high in the streets of recognition, yeah? Job well done, yeah? And an intimate tarot, visibility, flirtation. I'm seeing someone the way I want to be seen and it feels good, yeah. But in its con form, which is what I'm seeing here, is unhealthy ego, kind of a snap decision. It was immature. It was a feint. I don't respect feints, and you really shouldn't. You know, I'm triggering this ending to see how you'll react. That's horrible. That's manipulative. And it's immature. You had or showed me the construct of a relationship as you understood it. They showed me, I didn't put much thought into this. I just did it. That's a problem. You two are not working from the same sort of level of maturity. Okay? So reality is when you're like, okay, well, I know I'm worth more than this, and you are. I'm going to go ahead and leave then and trigger my new beginning. And I went, oh, no, you weren't supposed to take that seriously. Okay. Oh, no. For me, my point of view, my comeback would have been, oh, no, I didn't take what you said seriously. However, I am taking myself seriously. I knew you were going to pull little takesy backsies. How do you come back from a Six of Swords, a Death, and a Five of Pentacles? Now, Five of Pentacles could have been worked through, absolutely. But you don't show the strength to work through it after you declared something's over. Two of Swords, uncertain. See, now they're uncertain for a new beginning. Is Sag going to give me a second chance here? That's what that is. Told you it works both ways. It just comes down to the positioning of the cards and clarification. It's, oh gosh, I hope they'll come back to us. They're uncertain. I bet they're uncertain. This is more that low functioning energy. 2, Page, another 2. I don't know. Well, I'll wait for them to come back and work on things with me. Whereas for you, you see that as a brand new opportunity to define yourself, move on, have a new beginning. But you're a big Saggy. Emperor, let's assume that's in the correct fallout position. In reverse, lack of authority, lack of power, lack of strength of will and conviction, lots of lacking. So here we have, someone who confuses entitlement for empowerment. Empowerment, I know what I believe in and prepared to stand up for it. Entitlement, I believe these things should be given to me without rhyme or reason or having earned anything. Like my will, that means I won. That's what entitlement is, part of it. Just show me that I won, and that means, I was correct. I'm entitled to believe this. Ego and immaturity. That's not good, guys. Anywho, 10 of Wands. It's nothing but an uphill battle with this person. Defensive, angry, and on their head. Immature. King of Pentacles. And Queen of Swords. I see. It is like throwing words at a wall, isn't it? You see that? Boorish behavior, wallish behavior. Okay. Here we have someone who's clearly rational, practical, down to earth, can make decisions, has a strong sense of self, and it's like words at a wall. Brick wall. Ain't nothing. No, it's like a braying donkey. No, me, I'm right, I can't, and I don't think you can either, but honey, that's up to you. If you think they have some growth potential, good on you. But just remember, you experience something like that once, it'll happen again. If you respond, yes. Sag responded. They came back. I was right. And there we have no motivation for growth or change because you just validated what they believed on the inside the whole time. FYI. You might be seeing it as, okay, I'll give them another chance. To them, they're like, I knew I was right. So the next time shit gets real again, I'll just pull another ending and bingo bango, get what I want. I don't even know what this person wanted, honey. It could have been the most stupid, mundane argument. Okay, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This is how they fall to pieces. Jeez Louise. Commitment. See, what about it? Marriage, promises, fidelity, bluff, lusting. Ah, okay. Okay, somebody got called out on their bluff. Is this real? Does this actually have commitment and meaning, or is this just a demonstration in lust or ego to you? And bluff, we called them out on their bluff, honey. Believe it. Believe it. Believe it. You know? You're showing me elements of authenticity and sincerity, and the other person's like, I think you called him out. Is this going somewhere or not? I see it as a relationship. You don't seem to be treating it the same way. What's up with that? I was like, well, maybe we should just end it. Okay. Sorry, I can't tell her. You know, my sense of self and security, I'm not going to sacrifice that for your ego. No. No thanks. 28, the romantic male, the one with the rose, changes in reverse. Okay. 12, messages sideways, little messages. What you receive from all this is that there's a lack of change, specifically any motivation or reason to move forward. Right? I think you are still open to love. I think that you are still open to the authentic practice of love and relationship building, but you saw something here that had no room for growth or forward momentum. They're kind of stuck right where they are. Lack of change, lack of progress, lack of development. And the communication kind of speaks for itself. I have to agree with you. There doesn't seem to be a lot of comprehensive thought and the old expression there. Yeah, you don't. That's a serious thing, guys. When you can't see something moving forward, it has no potential. But you have yet to be fully activated in your kind of love energies and relationship self. You keep doing you, but move all that relationship energy potential forward beyond them. Obviously, this is not a stopping point. It is what it is. And I'm glad you're listening to yourself. That's all anybody can do. XO. Yeah, kisses and hugs, hugs and kisses. Sorry about that. Hope you didn't take me seriously. Okay. Yeah. All right. Butterfly in reverse, lack of transformation. I think that you are still looking for your counterpart with the yin yang there. I understand. Saggy, honey, I do hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aries, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Aries in their person, please. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, but as I explained in the intro, reverse energies as you see fit. Okay, Knight of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, Judgment. Oh, yeah. Over here, the Magician, the Emperor, you, darling. Could be connecting to fellow Aries. You might both have some very strong Aries in your chart, or it could be a reflection of you. Shared, Three of Cups, the High Priestess, Six of Cups. Oh. Six of Pentacles in your overview. You are concerned with balance overall, and I see balance for you personally. You like order, you like peace, you like things having a structure, right? And that's where you are, and that's a good place to be. Knight of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, Judgment. But looking at you personally, you're well put together, well experienced. You know how to stand on your own 2 feet. You know how to provide and do for yourself. Wonderful attributes. I'm not surprised. You're taking care of business right now. All is well in your world. It's well defined like this. It's a good system. It works for you. Don't be confused by that Six of Pentacles. It's never just one thing, ever. Most people, if I said stop and think about your balances, you could reasonably list 20 or 30 that you do on any given day. Yeah. So, and I'm telling you this Aries, everything is just so. It really is. You look great. Knight of Cups, but there's a softness in you personally. You kind of feel yourself reaching outwards these days emotionally. It's like, man, my heart's aching for a place to go. Where should it go? What am I feeling? Why am I feeling this? What am I trying to express myself to? But yeah, you seem to be open to emotional possibility and judgment, perhaps feeling it more now than ever before. About perhaps where you should aim that cup. Okay? And the universe has a suggestion. Of course they do. The Magician. The Emperor, the Fool. I strongly suspect, given those two power cards, you both have Aries in your chart. I strongly suspect it. There'll be more activity around this right smack on your birthday season. Yeah. So the Fool and the Emperor, I absolutely 1000% literally see as the bookends to Aries energy. The start of the year, and then, you know, well, the beginning is the end, isn't it? So here we have young Aries that kicks us off, right, at the start of the year, the zodiacal year, excuse me. And then we have the more mature Aries right here, the one that's empowered, okay, firm. Yeah, the Magician. This will play out more so, like I said, in your season, just in case we missed that point. Between the two of you, whoa, look at that wealth of emotional activity there. 3 of Cups, the High Priestess, 6 of Cups. You both feel that it might be a reference to your two's time very soon. Yes. Yes, I'm looking at something that speaks too soon. 3 of Cups, the High Priestess, 6 of Cups. You feel it in your way, they feel it in their way. You two have a very strong bond. And let's be clear, this is known. This is a known bond. 6 of Cups is of the past. Now, soul bond, and the first thing people do is jump to that intimate connection. Okay. It might just be someone of the past whom you know, and maybe you know in that way. Or it's just someone of the past whom you know and you have a very deep fondness for. I don't know, but the opportunity to connect is there for you both, and you both feel it intuitively. They do, as well as you. You both just seem to understand. Soon. And doesn't that work out, right? You've been feeling a little bit more of your emotions these days, in a good way, in a positive way. And Judgment's like, well, you know, we got someone for you, Aries. We think you know who they are. And the funny thing is that they're being told a very similar message. Whoever that is. We think you know who they are. Now, free will, always free will. So while I have a little chuckle, free will. This is either something you're experiencing or you're not. And you will have absolute evidence of within the top end. I promise you the top end of Aries season, or you don't. But yeah, by all rights, technically speaking, they're manifesting you in some way. And you can only respond to manifestation as another person if you're agreeable to the signal. That's the only way it works. That's why a lot of people associate manifestation much more easily with real tangible goals, because when we start thinking about other people, they have to be agreeable to the signal, or it doesn't take. These two are agreeable to the signal. What else is there to say? You know? Not saying you have to. I'm saying it's here. And it's either a positive, potentially healthy connection for you, and you know it, or it's not, in which case you wouldn't. There you go. But I see them. The willingness to open up, take a risk. Yeah. You look good. They look good. But just because I'm saying this does not mean it's a breadcrumbing situation. I've already told you what the Six of Pentacles would mean to this Aries. Okay. This looks like a very positive, emotional, healthy thing. It has nothing to do with that. It could be a regular balance system from this point forward if you two continue to connect and reconnect, absolutely. It can become a thing. It can become a set pattern. It can become a set balance. It just depends on what those two people do with it. All right. Advice. 4 of Cups, Ace of Wands. Yeah. Here it is. King of Swords, 2 of Cups, 7 of Cups. 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, you see, here's the thing. I see it for you in that idea of, look, I have a little bit of a 4 of Cups in my background. Who doesn't? Unhappiness, upsetness. I know what it's like to be disappointed, right? Ace of Wands, you're like, nonetheless, I'm feeling fresh energy within me. I see that. I'm trying to focus it. King of Swords, 2 of Cups, 7 of Cups, 7 of Pentacles. To be clear, opening up is an option. Opening up to someone whom you know of the past is also an option. This is someone whom you have a pre-existing structure with. You're familiar with them. You are very familiar with them, but it's a choice. All things are a choice, guys. So while your energy says, I want to be fresh, I want to know, I'll be vibrant, you're also showing me I very much desire to emotionally express myself to someone who I know. You know? And that's not a crime. Not at all. These two, they actually mix quite well when they're together. It's lovely. Ten of Swords is in reverse. Whatever ending there was, any pain there was, you don't seem to care. Perhaps you outgrew it, you healed from it. But it doesn't seem to be a factor in your decision making. Kind of speaks to someone who's done the work, or they get it, or they understand now. Yeah, King of Wands. No, your enthusiasm still burns quite high. But yeah, it's up to you. It's dealer's choice, always. To honor that judgment call. It lines up well to whoever's been manifesting here. But it's a choice. There's a lot of healthy emotional circulation there. There's love there. Fondness, yes. Nostalgia, yes. But a deep appreciation as well for the other person. Okay? All right. It's up to you. Now, who moves it forward? No, I haven't the slightest idea. It's hard to tell when you both have Aries in your chart. Oh. Confessions of resistance. I gotta admit, I didn't know if I should be doing this or leaning into this. That's more or less the combination, confessions of resistance. I didn't know if I should open up. I didn't know if I should put myself out there. I didn't know that it was necessarily a good idea, and there it goes. Apology. Was it supposed to fly out in reverse? Couple thoughts on that. This is not a situation that warrants an apology, especially since someone showed me the Ten of Swords in reverse. They're over it. So may not be a situation that has an apology attached to it, or an apology might be declined. So even if someone puts it forward, I would just wanted to say, I'm sorry for X, and the other person's like, no, it's not needed. That could be the case. There's a very healthy bond in there. Maybe it's not needed. But it is nice to offer it if we feel that we should offer it. The other person might decline it. No, it's not needed. I understand. Something like that. Okay. We have the letters T, Z, B, and then I'm telling you, you both got Aries in your chart. I just know it. I just know it. Keyword here being courageous. Yeah, might be a little bit bravery involved on both sides. But you got it. They do too. Your season. Right on time, I'll tell you what. Right on time. Big dollar bill. Some of you might have some very strong earth in your chart. Could be connecting to. But yeah, I do see you that person that you were focused on the self, your own particular sense of, material security, resource security. It's a good thing. That just tells me that you're developed, competent, and that, you are very careful about how you build into your world. So that's good. All right, we have the key. Yes, you have the key. Like I said, I always emphasize choice. Just because I'm saying in the cards doesn't mean it's going to play out in reality. You always have choice. You have free will. Keys in your pocket. Don't forget that. All right, Aries, honey, I do hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aquarius, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Aquarius and their person, please. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, but as I explain in the intro, reverse energies, as you see fit. Ace of Swords, Six of Wands, Ten of Swords. Over here, Nine of Cups, Six of Pentacles, Six of Cups. Shared, the Emperor, the Shadow, Temperance. Overview, Seven of Wands. Yeah, you're not so certain. No, and for now I see defending your position. I get it. Maintain that course until you know otherwise. Ace of Swords, Six of Wands, Ten of Swords. You're saying, unfortunately, I know what I know. So we're not taking a lot of triumph in this at all. Six of Wands. It's kind of like saying, unfortunately, I know too much. Unfortunately, I know the truth of it. So it's not something that you're happy about at all. So no, it's not triumph at all. It's kind of like saying, well, because I know what's going on, this is my conclusion. I know I'm correct. Whether I want to be or not, I am correct and I know it. In a way, you're thankful that you know what you know. But also sucks to know. You know what I mean? Ace of Swords, Six of Wands, Ten of Swords. That's as close as I can get to that. It sucks to know what I know. But you're also saying, at least I know. Okay, over here, 9 of Cups, 6 of Pentacles, 6 of Cups. This is someone who very much would like to balance with you. And they showed me two principles of balance here, 6 of Pentacles and 6 of Cups. So from their point of view, you two have known each other a long time. You have a unique history, that you've always had this pattern going back and forth, and it would personally please them to try to balance with you still. Okay. Over here, the Emperor, the Shadow, Temperance. You know, I'm not quite sure what happened. You are kind of both showing me an invested interest and potentially trying to work through it from the point of view of understanding, healing, insight, such as Temperance would suggest. However, I'm wondering the feasibility of this, because someone's got some issues here with control issues, power control, that kind of thing. And you're both sharing it. So that means you're both subject to it from time to time. A battle of wills. Someone here being seen as the victor, the correct one, the right one, the empowered one. Both here perhaps a little obsessed with control and outcome. Issues pertaining to stubbornness on both sides. Is the potential here for you to come together and heal in each other's company? Absolutely. Do you both have to be willing to some extent look at these things in yourselves? Yeah. Yeah. And I'm not trying to be mean. That's just what's here, guys. And those are 3 majors, so they're not easy to dismiss, you know. So as lovely as their energy looks, they're saying, look, they're just as prone to being stubborn as you, to having their way as you. They can be just as insistent as you. They can be just as adamant around correctness as you. Okay? And for your part, you're kind of showing me your Aquarian self. You take a lot of pride in what you know, whether it's good knowledge or bad knowledge or somewhere in between. You're like, knowledge is knowledge. Like always, I'm not surprised you show me information is power, knowledge is power. Yes, it is. And you're saying there, you know something that's very unfortunate, but it's also correct. So listen, while their energy is lovely, yours is still standoffish for now. Will it always be like this? I don't know. Probably not. I don't think so. I think you two mean too much to each other to just break away. That 10 of Swords, by the way, no guarantee of an ending, common misconception in tarot. No, I need to see a lot more evidence than that. And even then, the shadow there is not enough to dissuade me or tell me otherwise. It really isn't. As much strength as will as I see here, that means 2 people equally have the same chance of overcoming these obstacles. But they both have to be willing to recognize it and acknowledge it for that to happen. Right now, going back to the point, I see you being standoffish. I don't want you to move towards this in any sort of space of healing until you understand it's right for you first and foremost. So you might be justified in your knowledge. Okay? Whatever it is that you experience here, you're saying, I know what I know. I know what happened. I know what went down. Okay. Oh, I'm sure you're not wrong. The justification of your thoughts is quite high. But this, or can you find the space to put it aside, to heal with this person? And it seems like they're open to it, but I can see where sometimes, yeah, they push back on you equally. You both probably lock heads from time to time. Their energy is much more gentle, but that doesn't mean that you don't have those moments with them. When they say, I'm not wrong, I bet they mean it too. Okay. It does look like you're showing me hurt, and this is something I know. And maybe that's why they're showing me so much softness and I'm open to balancing with you, is because in some way they know perhaps they inflicted harm or they were a little too strong-willed with you, you know, the last time we connected. I don't quite know. But what gives me a sense of hope here is that they're showing me emphasis that you two have always been able to balance in some way or another. Somehow you've always managed to make it work, you know? But I can definitely see where you both have a tendency to be bullheaded and maybe even sometimes tap into this energy of self-righteousness. If you can acknowledge that and they can, then perhaps yes, but don't move in that direction until you know you can lower your defenses long enough to pursue that. Okay? All right. King of Wands, the Magician, Four of Swords. That's right. Everything begins with the self. Abso-freaking-lutely. So one of the points I like to make when I see healing, but the prospect of it between two, remember, everything begins with the self. So you start, that's what I'm saying. Don't approach this until you understand you can lower your defenses and connect to this in a way that suggests I'm open-spirited to healing around the subject. And that begins with you. You do that for you first. Okay? Let's take a look at our own energy. See where our own kind of fiery ego self got into this. Okay? And understand that perhaps you two have a tendency to really push on each other. Queen of Swords. Seven of Cups. Yeah, that's all I see from them. So while they might have given you a sting or a scratch, and you say, I absolutely know that's true, you're right. You do absolutely know that's true. I see nothing but a kind of willingness to be open-minded and emotionally open to you if it means healing with you. They really do prize the bond. I think you're showing me they were harsh to me in some way. They gave you a solid truth to work with that can't be taken back, right? Does that mean that they were wrong? Or were they being strong-willed? And you know because you have that same sort of trait. So like for like. The shadow's not always what we think it is. It's often, well, it's usually one of two things. An internal thing or an external. And for you, it was one and the same. Some of it taps into your internal self. And it overlaps with their external shadows as well. So I'm thinking when one of you is being strong-handed, strong-headed, you know, the other one isn't. And then we exchange from time to time. But yeah, I see nothing but the willingness to be open to you. But you got to know that you want that first. Okay? So let's look at that Seven of Wands. If you feel the need to protect yourself indefinitely, then there you go. You have an answer. If you're that person, it's like, okay, I can see where I played into this. I understand that perhaps there was a time when I pushed them, and this might have been their kind of retaliation push back, right? There's a time when I got really real with them to the point that they felt hurt or cut. And you know what? They did the same to me. Which means you both have the possibility to use your powers for good. Okay? It's like, you know what? You pushed hard on me that day. It's like, you know what? I pushed hard on you too. Sometimes I get all up in my head about rightness and correctness and, you know, and maybe it is, but I could go about saying it better or expressing it better, right? Okay. Return, second chance, opportunity, and making amends. I'm not saying make peace to make peace. It should never be an empty gesture. You need to know that it's right for you first, and then, by extent, welcome the other person into that. And it looks like they're up for it. They really are. I say nothing but love for you, honestly. And above all, I knew you were going to show me that. With return with apology, I think we can bring the other back. And I don't mean, again, I want you back the way running at the airport. Don't leave. I don't mean that. It's not that dramatic, guys. I think we have this idea of return to the connection. Granted that there's an apology, most likely on both sides in some way. I understand what I last said to you was harsh. And I can see why you have an issue perhaps trusting me. It's like, you know what? I understand where it came from. I've done it to you too. That's it. Let's move on. I think you got it. I think this Aquarius either gets it or they don't. That's it. And if you don't, that's fine. That means it's not your reading. Remember, that's the rule. If you're like, I'm confused, this doesn't make sense. Yes, it does. Just not for you. It's for somebody else today. All right? It's not an offense. That's just general collective tarot. They can't all resonate. That would be ludicrous. Okay. No. Come on. Get it together, man. Let's go. 26 in reverse. Oh, acting like we don't know. The book and wisdom in reverse. Acting like we don't know. You do know. You told me so. Yeah, we know where this comes from. We act like we don't, but we do. That's the defensiveness. That's what I'm saying. You got to work through that. Because you said, I absolutely know this to be true. Okay, where did it come from? You two might have a like-for-like tendencies. Something like that. Tag your it kind of thing. Okay, but it's not over either. Yeah, harvest is in reverse. It's not over. It's not. Okay. Harshness. I know. There's the harshness. I see it. I seen it. There's the harshness. I think you both have tendencies towards my will, my way. I know I'm right. I'm adamant. I'm pushing this. You can't tell me otherwise. That's that bullheadedness, the whip, the harshness. I know it. You know what it's like to do it, and you know what it's like to have done unto you. Some of you, this represents commitment, marriage, long-term companionship, partnership. But this is your twos back and forth. Now, if we don't like it, then we need... Okay, so it's somewhere between a commitment and a relationship. Basic relationship energy. You and I are important to each other in a more intimate way. And then marriage, something here that's a lot more established. So it's a sliding scale here between for some of you. But yeah, you two know what it's like to have these sparring sessions. And if it really is a problem, you both need to talk about your patterns. Get confrontational with it, and then you really have the chance to heal this and therefore reduce any potential for future patternized behavior. Excuse me, let me rephrase that or try it again. Patternized behavior. Sometimes the stammer just wants to do its own thing. But yeah, we want to reduce these behaviors. If you understand it's right for you, and then you both. I just see them being open to it. That means they know. I don't think they deny it, no. That's not somebody who's in denial. They're open to discussion. They know. They know. Okay. E. And they might even say, you remember that time you told me this? Oh. Well. So I'm not necessarily saying it's a retaliation argument. I'm just saying you two have a history of going back and forth in equal measure. E, E, W, M, R, S. Another W, F. Yeah, okay, let me go. 2 W's, 2 E's. There we go. We have the medallion of Sag as well as Cancer. You might have these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to where the seasons might be important to you. Aquarius, honey, I do hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Gemini, what's up? Show me, Gemini. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, but as I explained in the intro, reverse energies, as you see fit. Oh, death. Oh, 5 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles. Over here, 7 of Pentacles, 5 of Wands. I see, King of Swords. Shared, 2 of Pentacles, 4 of Swords, and Judgment. Yeah. The both of you might need to go back to the drawing board on this. Overview, the Chariot. Okay, you're showing me a certain determination to proceed. Here's the thing. Death in this context, 2 realistic structures in reality, 5 and 6 of Pentacles. 2 choices, guys. You can end this, stop trying to make it work, or with enough work, it might be able to transform and you get more out of it. A more cooperative balance, alliance, contract, or profit. Possibly connection, but you're showing me kind of monetary value here. They do as well. But you seem to be aware of your choices. Either we drop this, I'm going to call it contract just for simplicity. I can either drop this contract or transform it. Maybe we come out the other side with a little bit more. Okay? A more functioning, better functioning balance. That's your thinking. I see you choosing to proceed. Not saying you have to. It looks like the decision's already in your spirit. Over here, I can see why there's difficulty in making this happen. Oh my, someone's raising a stink. Seven of Pentacles. They have a very, whoever this is, has a very kind of set point of view. It's the stagnant point of view, which is my least favorite because it tends to cause the greatest amount of erosion in the least amount of time. Seven of Pentacles, Five of Wands, King of Swords. No, this is how we're going to do it because this is how we've always done it. My favorite comeback argument, I say that ironically, of all time when it comes to work. This is how we've done it. This is how we've always done it. This is forever and always. This is how we're going to do it because tradition says so. And we haven't had to change company policy in 30 years. And that's why you're failing. You're showing me willingness to transform, which means in some way how you're approaching this looks at it from a point of view of innovation, changes, necessary changes that can be technically implemented and higher functioning for everybody. This person's like white knuckling it. No, this is how we've always done things. This is how, oh my God. I can see why whatever this is on the verge of failing. It was probably like that before you walked in on the scene. Yes, you're brave, honey. You're brave. You're taking this on and you're trying to and you got fuddy-duddy here. Well, I haven't had to do this in 20 years and oh my God. It's like talking to a dinosaur, right? People who refuse to change in the work environment create the same results over and over again, but you think you'd see that. But no, this is what creates stagnation. They get comfortable with stagnation. It has a known outcome, even while it starts to decline a little bit more every quarter, every season, every year. This person, they really are adverse to change. As an inflexible point of view, let's put it that way. They're focusing on the wrong things, primarily focusing on what you are advocating for change. They see it as a threat. Oh, do I? Okay, Two of Pentacles, Four of Swords, Judgment. You know, it looks like we do need to go back to the drawing board on this one. It will not be a straightforward solution. That's starting to dawn on you. I think you're going to float a couple of solutions by this person to make them more agreeable, but also be prepared to let this go. But you know that. As soon as you showed me death, you made that a point. That means when you took this on, this contract on, this assignment on, you knew that you may not be able to complete it if it couldn't be changed. So if anything, I can look at you and say, you're helping this person out, but they're too damn stubborn to know it. It's for their own good, or the work role, the profit, whatever it is. Okay, Two of Pentacles, Four of Swords, Judgment. There you go. I want you to go back to the drawing board on this one. They'll go back to their drawing board and they'll have the same conclusion. Just count on that. You, however, you got a couple solutions in there. Think on that. Judgment. Hopefully one of them sticks as workable. Okay. But I see you focused on being solutions oriented. Goodness me, what a little stink. Five of Wands. Arguing too. Why did this thing end right now? I have no idea. I just kind of silently watched it be destroyed over several years. But yeah, I have no idea why it suddenly stopped working. I have no idea. Relationships aren't work, guys. It's like, I don't know why they left. I don't know why this company failed. Yeah. Let's get some advice, please. The Magician. Queen of Pentacles. I see you're solutions oriented, yes. You have a lot of experience. Page of Swords, small insight. We already know who that is. You have a lot of experience. What, are they threatened by you? I see them passively looking at you. You have a lot of experience. You want nothing but the best for the situation. I see them passively looking at you, looking at your decision making. 3 Cups, connectivity, points of reference, King of Pentacles, 7 of Wands. I see you sticking to your kind of focus as well. This is what you do. You're quite good at it. You're an expert at this, actually. I think you're asking this person to rise to these level of standards and enforce them. Is something here about you have to be flexible. You're working with other people, and we're trying to bring them together in a cooperative spirit. You have to be willing to learn, grow, change. Reach for a higher standard. Okay, so what's the advice here? How can we get this person to be more agreeable? Knight of Swords. That's bold. I don't know. Act first and ask for permission later, maybe. Knight of Swords, Page of Pentacles. Maybe you get it going. They see results and they back off. Stop arguing, because they have very small insights. I said you both need to go back to the drawing board, but the fact of the matter is this person has no new information. I know. When you're kind of comfortable with stagnancy, you don't have anything new to report, and that's why you're in trouble. Right? You have no new solutions, points of view, nothing to incorporate. Whereas you have certain standards around connectivity and how you bring things together, and that's one of the reasons why you've been so successful. It's kind of like saying, I know what people want. Knight of Swords, Page of Pentacles. So, yeah, direct advice for you, bypass this person and take small, reasonable, forward steps and see how it goes. But yeah, perhaps actions first, permission later. Well, if you're on the case, then I don't know that you're necessarily in a position where you have to seek permission. You do seem to be the literal expert here. So this person just might be pissing and moaning along the way. You know, that sucks. But I think we take some basic, very simple forward action steps. We see the results and the resistance comes down. I can't help but think that low-key this person is a little threatened by your experience, but then also they have nothing else to contribute. That's the kind of energy I warn people about. This is the kind of stuff that's the way of the dinosaurs, man. It's a great way to get yourself exited from a role or to destroy your own business, is that you're not willing to make changes. You're not willing to look at anything different, because people get locked into those damn comfort zones. I tell you what, and then things just slowly erode. And then one day the erosion completely catches up to you and you realize there's nothing there. So anyway, Gemini, honey, I do hope this helped you. I hope it made sense. To me, this really is coming across as a contractual agreement, work agreement. And let's be clear about your role here. You agreed to take something on that essentially saves someone else's ass, or the bottom line, from bottoming out or losing any more points of connectivity here, because we are in some way looking at resources, and I do believe you got called in to help prevent the loss of any further resources, or to get a pre-existing resource back up to snuff. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Sometimes tarot can get very specific, and that can really piss people off. You know, it's weird because I always get the extremes. Always. It's too general. It's too vague. I hate it. It's too specific. I don't identify with it at all. Unsubscribe. Yeah, no, I'm not making that up. That is not an exaggeration. That is a daily thing. I don't even pay attention to it anymore. You can't. I mean, online is online is online. It's like, no, come on. People are going to react the way they're going to react. And that's why I have to tell people, description box. This is how tarot works. Yeah. So hopefully it makes sense to you. Okay. Past life, déjà vu, repeating patterns, karmic lessons. So I'm not really taking this past life as in what we would see in the soul connections. No, this is karmic lesson. I think you are going to be teaching this person by example. And this is their opportunity to fucking learn. And if they don't, that's on them from this point forward. Am I right? Remember, you took on this assignment like a job and you're treating it thusly. So I didn't exactly see you stop and ask permission. You have been hired on for this particular role. But that doesn't mean you can rescue someone or bail them out every time you get contracted. So let this be their lesson. And if it continues to fail under their watch, indeed it's their watch, But you can't say that they didn't learn something from you. You are very grounded, honey. You're very good at what you do. Boundaries is in reverse. See, not maintaining standards. I got really lazy. Or they refuse to see where standards are applicable or should be applied to the situation. Because you said, I stand by the kind of spirit to the thing. Emotional flexibility, being available, and connecting to people. That's a standard that needs to be upheld, and you're saying it's one of the things that's made you so successful. Does this person doesn't want to get directly involved? They always want to kind of keep a distance between themselves and the actual work. That's not well, that's literally not going to work in this work context, is it? They don't want to maintain standards, not specifically boundaries, standards. Don't want to maintain the standards. No, you got to maintain the standards, baby. I'm not saying fall prey to complacency. That's what got this person in trouble. I mean, have a certain standards for success and meet them. Anyway, they got to learn some of this, and you're being a good teacher here. Well, this will all be cleared up by Cancer season anyway, so that's further out. Excuse me. Excuse me. Hello. June, July. Yeah. There's that death again. Mountains in reverse, and can either overcome this obstacle or you won't. It's like, I'm not a quitter. You're not. So you're looking to transform a difficult. It's like, it doesn't have to be this hard. Yeah, you're right. I tell you, people who are unwilling to change, they make things so hard. And this, and I don't want to change. It's really not that hard. You're right. I tell you got it, honey. You got it down. You got it down pat. And I can tell you what, you're saving this person's ass. That's what you're doing. 8:21. I was about to say, yours feels like 20 minutes, even though it's not. Oh. That person's energy is so slow. QT, did they not respond fast enough? That's a problem too. Everything's slow. Yeah, we live in an information age, honey. Information moves fast. QT, we have the medallions of Leo, Cancer. You might have these very strong placements in your chart, but I'm thinking whatever this is will have its absolute conclusion by Cancer season, which is right next door to Leo season. Yes, you're at the kind of top end of this, and how this thing plays out by Cancer season, Leo season, you'll know. You will absolutely know. As somebody you want to work with again, contract for again, to keep around anymore. It's up to you, honey. All right, I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Libra, what's up? Show me Libra and their person. Show me Libra. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, but as I explained in the intro, reverse energies, as you see fit. The Hanged Man, the Five of Cups, and the Four of Wands. All right. The Fool, the Magician, King of Cups. Okay. Knight of Cups, Eight of Cups, Ten of Swords. That's interesting. Page of Cups for you. Huh. Okay, this is going to be one of those complex readings. Because it's not just about you. Now, there's clearly someone else here, but there's also a situation that's not done clearing up, and I don't see them as being related. In fact, they seem to be completely two different stories, if not people. So just FYI, this is why I typically draw the line at two energies. Is because of things like this. Energetic complexity is such. There's stories here that are trying to unweave themselves, and there's a story here that's trying to potentially weave itself into yours. It's not here yet. It has the potential to be. But that's not your focus, actually. This is lovely, but it's not your focus. This is your focus. The Hanged Man, Five of Cups, Four of Wands. Right now I see you critically examining a very disappointing relationship. Now, what that relationship is, I don't know. It's up to you. How you define it. Marriage, long-term companionship. You've known each other a couple months. I don't know. It's up to you. Hanged Man, Five of Cups. You're looking at it, and you're looking at it honestly. You haven't... Well, you're looking at it honestly, and as I say, you haven't done anything with it yet. But the fact of the matter is, it's been separating for a while. Okay, but in terms of, I think, looking at it from a 3D perspective and completely walking away from it, that's what I mean. Right now, I see you still trying to get the lay of the land at the emotional level, and at the spiritual level of things. The Hanged Man, Five of Cups, Four of Wands, looking at that relationship. And where it is and where it has been for a long time. Really seeing it, like taking in the full experience of it. Oh, we've been living in a Five of Cups for a while now. It's just this relationship always seems to be lacking or disappointing. And that tune doesn't seem to change. Okay. And I can kind of see why. Knight of Cups, Eight of Cups, Ten of Swords. That's emotional separation. But it's been a very long, painful road of emotional separation. Ten of Swords is not some spontaneous ending. People can live with pain for a long time. That's why I need to see more than just the Ten of Swords to call an ending. That's why I don't think the 3D has happened yet. You're still unpacking all this. How long has it been like this exactly? When was the last time I had a soft or loving emotion towards whomever is in there with me? Okay, so that's still, it's like this, but it's fraying and it's coming apart. Okay, and you're trying to be open to this, and it's painful. It is very painful to look at, but you are looking at it. Now this, the Fool, the Magician, King of Cups, this in some ways coming through. It has a certain freshness in it, lightness. Someone here who is openly manifesting a journey in love, open to giving and receiving love. It feels very fresh, and it has nothing to do with the situation, which is not fresh at all. It feels like an energy that's just waiting to show up in your life in some way. It doesn't seem to be fully realized yet. But I do know whoever this is, they're on a new path in life. And they're willing it. They're willing it into the world. And in some way, it could show up as a potential for you. In King of Cups, I just know this person has a big heart. They operate from a space of water first. Or could just straight up be a water sign. All right? Let's get some advice, please, for Libra. Two of Cups, the Chariot, the World. It's kind of like saying this emotional bond, construct, is closing out. And I have to, again, point out how the cycle works in this context and given what I've seen here. As one door closes, another opens. You're not focusing on an open door. You're looking at the potential of a closing door. Like I said, you're coming to terms with the emotional reality. The physical reality hasn't caught up to this yet. And even then, some of you might change direction. But yes, right now you're focusing on that closed door. You don't see the one that's opening, but it's here, okay? It's literally like the bridge between two, or rather I should say, the hinge between two worlds, this door. Okay, but here's the Two of Cups. That doesn't tell me much. It can be a very deep bond, a very shallow one. Point is, the Chariot is kind of like saying this has nowhere else to go. But if we see that as the opening, something else has the direction to move forward. Make sense? So here in your reading, it's both. All right. There's no pressure. I'm pointing this out to you. That's it. That's all I'm doing. I'm not telling you, You forget about them and you move on. This is not Jerry Springer. I know tarot feels that way sometimes. I'm aware of how it looks online. But yeah, there's no pressure here. I see why this has your attention, and it should. This is your immediate, this is what you can focus on. This is your biggest point of concern. All right. 7 of Cups. 10 of Wands, the Sun. Should I remain open to this? Is there any more happiness to be found here? Because I gotta be honest with you, every day it's a struggle, Christina. So yeah, like I said, you're looking at this from the emotional truth of it. The 3D reality isn't here yet. All right. But eventually it will be. I'm not saying it's an absolute. It's just for the Libra I'm looking at. It will, the reality will eventually catch up to you. Now, while you are currently focusing on the emotional disintegration, okay, how it's going to play out is the lack of hope in the end. When somebody really, truly runs out of steam, out of energy, out of hope here. It's not just passion. The ability to drive this thing forward and believe in it. So hope is fire, thus belief. Lack of hope, faith, belief. Okay? So right now, we're taking into full account the emotional piece. And that in and of itself is quite exhausting. Oh, that's quite the journey. You know what's interesting? You didn't show me the interaction with someone else in that relationship, but how you experience it and how you've been experiencing it. Your biggest struggle here is hope. Can you continue to have faith in this? Are there still happy days ahead of us? And when you asked yourself that honestly, you gave yourself a very honest answer. Yes. No. So, this, it seems, is a matter of time. When it's more apparent on your pathway, I imagine the more you make progress in this, that's usually how these things go. But don't be surprised if someone pops up on your timeline or you interact with them and something just feels different. That might be this situation. Okay? It's almost like when people experience this later. I met this person at the weirdest time in my life, and that shouldn't have happened. I had such a strong reaction to it. I trusted it. I went with it. Something like that. All I see is not necessarily manifesting you. They just seem to be manifesting from the spirit and the heart. I'm ready for an adventure. Dear universe, bring it on. Which is an indication to me to indicate to you a potential source of someone new in your life who can bring fresh energies. And perhaps the love that you are looking for or need to be anchored to. And there's this idea of this is what we've been lacking. How can I fulfill that want? Anyway, I think you got it. Distance in reverse. Okay. Yeah. That's what we're thinking about. It says separation here. Okay. Right now it's distance in the reverse. Like I said, it's not the 3D focus of something ending. That is later. Okay, if it moves in that direction. Right now, you are still an approximation to whomever that relationship represents. This person has yet to hit the scene yet. All right? I don't think. Bluff is in reverse. Okay. No one here is pretending. Masks are off. There's no exaggeration. We're not trying to pretend anymore. Have you been wearing a mask for this a long time and perhaps you didn't realize it? Pretending all is well. Hopeless foundation. Tied to the foundation. Falling apart. Foundation's falling apart. You can always maintain your sense of stability, with or without someone else. That doesn't mean they're meant to be in it. Someone's either lending to your way of life, the stabilization of it, or they aren't. Someone's either lending to your peace or taking away from it. Someone's either contributing or they don't. Someone either makes you feel loved and cherished, or they make you feel lost and abandoned and neglected. So if you reject those things, you still have very much a foundation. The principles you abide by and build your life upon. Again, it comes down to who you share it with. So, no, you don't have to feel like a slave to this. No. Something either meets your standard for a healthy way of living, life and love, or it doesn't. Okay? We choose. Always. We choose. Huh. That little guy's not supposed to be there. Page of Swords. Certainly. A loose eye doesn't surprise me. No. Keeping an eye on each other. Eventually. Courtship, 4. Tulips. Family tree, legacy. Oh, I'm sorry. Calla lilies. The rare, the beautiful, the exotic. Home. Stability, roots. Long-lasting love and passion. Having a all. Plus the family. Having roots that run deep, a legacy. You want the rare, the beautiful. You want a relationship with that. Loyalty, too. Loyalty to love. The tree of life. Venomous thoughts. Doubts. Doubts, can you have it all? You can. I would always counter that you can. So ask yourself, if this is what you want, here we have home, stability, hearth, home, right? 4 of Wands. Okay. Here we have the calla lily, the rare, the beautiful, the exotic, the not easy to obtain, one in a lifetime, one in a million kind of lifetime love and passion, the stability of it, the growth of it, the continuation of it, the courtship, the relationship never stops being a loving, healthy relationship with roots. If this is what you want, ask yourself point blank, is that what you have with this? I'm not saying it has to be perfect all day, every day. I'm saying these elements are either in your life or they're not. Might be better suited to a different energy at another time in another place. Eventually. 4, 5, 30, and 4 again. Okay. Here we have what looks like, well, questions of loyalty. Loyalty to passion and love specifically. So that's kind of suggesting to me you have a couple of these elements of home and stability, yes. Maybe work, yeah. But sometimes we question one's emotional loyalty. Is the depth of love still there? The passion? Is it honest and true and experienced that way? Or is that lacking? So, 7, 9, and 18. F, T, X. We have the medallion of Pisces, Cancer, Capricorn, and double Pisces. Yeah. An indication I see you experiencing these things now. Okay. Libra, I see where you are. I see where you could be. And there's a whole space in between that you need to contemplate. You know? There are no absolutes. But I do know this. To stay is a choice. To exit is a choice. All right? And yours can be that reading today. As one door closes, another opens. And ask yourself, like Jack Nicholson, is this as good as it gets in this situation or connection? And if so, is that enough for you? I hope it helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Taurus, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Taurus and their person, please. Okay. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, but as I explained in the intro, reverse energies as you see fit. 6 of Swords, 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands, 2 of Pentacles, 9 of Swords, and the Moon. shared. Page of Pentacles, Two of Swords, Justice. Okay, that answered my question because death is in your overview. I very rarely ever see you like this. Now, look, I see endings for you, yes. I see you in transitional cycles like anybody else. The fact that you showed me Six of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, now that's unusual for a Taurus to leave their foundation, unless you stopped identifying with it, and that's very rare. So I was like, okay. My second line of thinking, is it temporary? Okay, we all need a break from our world from time to time. Then some worlds are heavier than others, and yours has been admittedly quite heavy. Ten of Wands, Ten of Pentacles. Now, for you, Ten of Wands tends to be a back of hand nature. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm saying you're hardwired for it. You can accumulate a lot of sticks, bundles. Ten of Wands, the burdens one carries. Contractually speaking, it's the stuff we sign up to. It's the stuff we agree to carry by default, right? You wanted that foundation. With it comes certain burdens and responsibilities, okay? So ideally the Ten of Wands is of our choosing. But it could be that you had one thing too many. You associate your foundation with constant sources of stress. Okay. Enough so that Six of Swords might be a long-term stretch. And then I saw death, and I was like, oh no, okay. It's the whole thing. It's the whole kit and caboodle there. Because you typically, even when things need to modify, you will opt out for a foundation where you can at least retain so much of it. Maintenance of it, control of it, 40, 50, 60%. You still have your core of it, right? And you'll add more later if it's being redefined. But this one's like, I abdicate all of it, which is, like I said, very rare to see that for you. Very. That kind of tells me how egregious this has been. I got you connected to somebody who is determined to not show you how scared they are. Two of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, the Moon. So from your point of view, by all rights, you could interpret this person's behavior as not giving a fuck. They actually very much do. But it's like they're secret. They don't want you to know. Oh my God, they're freaking out. Oh my God. Taurus is actually leaving. They're not contributing. Taurus stopped working. What? They stopped maintaining. What? They stopped carrying all the hardship and responsibility. What? Uh-oh. Freak out. It's almost like they didn't expect you to do it. Two of Pentacles, Nine. That's a lot of stress. What do I do? What do I do now that I got to do all this shit? We can't show any of that. We can't show any of that. Can't show it. So yeah, from your point of view, as you leave and maybe you look back a little bit, it looks like they don't care. Oh no, it's just where you can't see it. Over here, Page of Pentacles, Two of Swords, Justice. You both have points of view of this isn't fair. It looks like we've crossed the threshold where you're no longer interested in how to make it fair. You don't seem to be too interested in doing any more for this to try to make it any more clear or so-called fair, and neither are they. I see a reduction in value towards the subject. In other words, we don't want to invest in this subject anymore. Especially when it just seems like we're investing in perpetual confusion. It's like they refuse to see things my way or how I've been experiencing things, and perhaps it's running both ways. But I do know this. You both have that point of view that this isn't fair. I can see your side of this isn't fair a little more than theirs. They're so busy demonstrating how much they don't care. So I'm going to have a very limited window of their energy. But the truth of it is, underneath that, they're scared. How do I do all this now? Taurus isn't here. Do what that Taurus did. Figure it out. Yeah, reality hits different when you find yourself having to do it all. And it kind of shows me perhaps what it is that you could be doing without, and perhaps what they could have done more with, you know? So in a weird way, you can even say you two are trading places. But that doesn't necessarily mean you'll ever interact with them again. Relationship-wise, I don't quite know what your two's connection is, but I know that you had enough of the lion's share. You built the ship. You loaded up the ship. You've been navigating the ship. So whatever ship this is to you, friendship, partnership. Now, I'm not saying they didn't have their grievances. What I'm saying is this panic right here kind of tells me they have really no idea how much you've been doing. But technically, yes, you both have that point of view that this isn't fair, and I'm not interested in looking into it further. You have your idea of fair, so do they. At some point, you two choose to try to understand each other's fairness, and I don't know if I can think about that anymore. I understand. I got you. Let's get some advice. Yup. There it is. Honey, I'm so sorry. Ten of Swords, Ten of Pentacles. There it is again. Three of Pentacles, the Sun. Little cooperation here would have made you so happy. Just a little bit. A little bit can go a long way. It really can. They didn't have to be your equal, but it would have been nice to have a partner. You know, a partner that's in your corner, even if they can't do the same work as you. The point is, you know that the support's there, and it's not necessarily financial support. People got to get out of that box. No, I Taurus, honey, I have no doubt that you would have supplied all that so long as you had some sort of actual support, mental, emotional, spiritual, something that suggests this is all worth it. That's the kind of support I'm talking about. Oh, there he is. The shadow, Mr. D. Yeah. Dependency issues, codependency, fear of putting in the work, someone being a bit of a control freak, refusing to change. Someone's temper's out of control. Someone's out of it. You take your fucking pick. Doesn't mean too much very well, right side up or upside down. Okay. Justice. Goodness me. Someone has some very poor ideas of what constitutes fairness. It's a little off the map there. Five of Cups, sadness, sorrow. There's this sense that someone here is never, like, you're not done paying, you're not done paying. What is that? You're not done weighing up the scales, you're not done making things right. So then I wonder, it feels out of control, because it is. It's like you were laboring under false pretenses. Lack of satisfaction, always driving for more. Make it right. You can't make it right. Someone's always moving the goalpost. You can never make it right. You don't know what the hell the goal is. It keeps moving. It's just not enough. It feels a little bit like compensation, like maybe they're trying to make you pay for something you don't understand. It has that negative connotation, even if that's not the direct translation. It feels like it's just not enough. And there's no excuse for that. Okay, anything else here, please? Page of Wands, King of Cups. Yes, please protect your heart at this time. Page of Wands, King of Cups, and Nine of Wands. Please protect yourself at this time. Put your emotional guard up. I would absolutely encourage that at this time. You need to protect yourself and your own sense of peace, particularly as you are in this very difficult transitional period. And guys, I don't want to hear, oh, Taurus always gets... No, you get phenomenal readings all the time, but they do tend to run in very high highs or very low lows. I will give you that. And considering that you are earth fixed, you wouldn't think that'd be the case, but I tell you what, that fixed energy can produce fixed results. Really strong ends of the spectrum, you know. And I'm sorry we got you down here today, but I know you, I know you're collective. You always end up hitting those high notes eventually, all right? Just let you know I'm rooting for you. But you're in a delicate period right now. And I want to see you on the other side of a much calmer shore. Or, I'm sorry. I want to see you on the other side from that chaotic shore into a calmer one. Oh my God. And it's like, you know what? It's never right. You want it to be just so. You want it to be perfect. Here, you have it. You have it all. It's yours from now on. So I don't know where you're going, but I know that you'll be fine. All right? Okay. Chemistry, releasing yourself from this. I think what I'm seeing here is chemistry, yes, but perhaps not in the way you expect it. It's more like passion turned bad. I don't know how long it took. What might have been charming at first, oh, this person's really demanding. Oh, they have really strong expectations. That's hot. It's attractive. It went into its true identity, which is someone who's never satisfied or very demanding. When they're not in the position to be, and perhaps that's why they are. It's a sense of control by proxy. Maybe. I'm just guessing. Hey, I'm just the tarot lady. All right, chemistry, releasing that. We're releasing that. Whatever it is that was the binding agent between you two, you're releasing it. You no longer obviously find this charming or attractive. Yeah. Shallow is in reverse. Okay. Loyalty, beginnings. In time, when you're ready, you'll have loyalty to a new beginning. Your Hierophant energy will kick in and say, I commit to myself in a new beginning. But shallow is in reverse. You don't like empty promises or empty endeavors. Okay. All right. Not anymore. So here we have, once more, the Hierophant, but it's in its negative form. In the upright, it's in its negative form, if you can believe it. And I kind of appreciate that. So here we have the cross to bear. These are my burdens. This is my cross to bear. So feeling the martyr. And then often using our sense of commitment to play victim. Well, it's because I committed to this, so I am indebted to it. Forever. Depends. Whatever it is you commit to, does it meet your idea of commitment in terms of value? Higher self? Higher belief systems? Does it raise you up or does it tear you down? And what did you commit to exactly? So it's in the reverse now. You abdicate that cross. Okay. Fish, yes. Well, you provided the fish, the resources here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and call it a day, folks. That's the ending. That's a hard ending. Okay. Said it once, said it twice. I already have quite the reputation for repeating myself. Sometimes the cards do it for me. It's just to be clear, it's the coffin. Okay. By the way, just because you clicked on the Taurus segment doesn't mean you have to resonate with this. I have to explain that, and I don't know why. This is either yours or it's not. There is no middle room here. None whatsoever. It is non-negotiable. This is happening. This is happening. This ain't what's happening with that person. It is or it isn't. Don't compromise yourself. So don't get yourself all worked up for something that's not yours. Check your other placements. Okay? It's one of the downsides to reading tarot is that it can hit hard for people that it's not even happening to. But hey, it said Taurus, right? No, these are general collective readings. Some of you, it's right in line. But for many of you, no, not at all. Take that for what it is. All right, we have one letter today. One letter, U. As I was saying, it's either yours, you, or it's not. That's it. But no, just letter U. We have the medallions of Gemini, Pisces, Capricorn, and yours, Taurus, Virgo. You might have these very strong placements in your chart, obviously. Could be a double, triple, Taurus, so on and so forth. Could be connecting to, this season might be important to you. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit more like you, a little more grounded by your season, which will be in that before you know it, honey. We're talking, what, 4 or 5 weeks? 5 weeks? Yeah. Think of it that way. Not complete, but perhaps better transitioned. Yes, that's correct. You have the Pegasus and the upright. You have the wings to fly, to choose. You don't have to continue to choose this. And you can devote yourself to a new path, but you have wings. Remember that. You can fly. 10 of Pentacles, Tree of Life. Yeah, you know, the Book of Wisdom's in reverse. It's kind of like saying, I should have known this way of life was not for me. I should have known. Well, shoulda, coulda, woulda. Okay? But you do know now. You will be wiser for it in the end. But please understand, connections like this, they can stay here. You don't have to have another one like it. It doesn't have to be repeated. But yes, your foundation, you'll always have one. It's wherever you put yourself. Where this Taurus goes, they thrive. Remember, you're the one who brought that to the table. They're missing it now. Just determined not to show it. Taurus, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Virgo, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Virgo and their person. Okay, like always, we're going to start on your side of the board, but I explain the intro, reverse energies, as you see fit. Okay, the Fool, Page of Wands, Knight of Wands. Wow. Over here, Ten of Pentacles, King of Wands, the Magician. Between you two, the Hierophant, the Hanged Man, Two of Swords. Okay. Overview, the High Priestess. Yeah, I get that vibe from you. It's an unusual vibe for you, but it's a vibe for you today. It's like, I'm just going to try to go with what I feel, man. That's it. I'm just going with the flow. I'm going with the feeling. And it's wild to see that for you. That's really cool, actually. The High Priestess, yeah, it's like, yeah, I'm in my intuitive feels right now. And that's not all. The Fool, Page of Wands, Knight of Wands. I'm just going to open up. See what happens. Oh my. What's going on with you? Who did I dial in today? That's wild to see you like that. My goodness. Yeah, but the Fool, Page of Wands, Knight of Wands, I'm just going to see where the day takes me. I'm going to see where the energy takes me. I got a feeling, man. I got a feeling. You look open, alive, available, excited, turned on, anxious to get some activity going. You're looking creative. You're looking loose. You're looking passionate. You're ready to feel things and have experiences. I got to tell you, it's kind of bordering on the realm of impulsive, but if that's where you are, then that's where you are. You look very positive. You don't seem very closed off at all. And it's like, I'm not trying to limit anything right now. I'm just in my feels, and whatever happens, that's it. Over here, Ten of Pentacles, King of Wands, the Magician. Well, we're getting somebody's attention here. Now, theirs is very grounded, very stable. But they also have fire as well. So they are passionate too. And I think they're catching on to your signal. I'm not going to lie. You look out there, honey. You look out there, and you're putting on all the colors and the lights, and you're very attractive right now. You're just kind of glowing from the inside out. And yes, you're what are you doing? Oh my goodness, I never see you like this. But yeah, someone is catching on to the signals you're putting out, and they're interested. They are interested. So just FYI. They seem to be within the context of a shared community, Ten of Pentacles, so they're familiar with you. They've seen you. Or they can't help but see you, honey. You look so attractive. Look at you. Oh yes. But this one has a lot of roots too, Ten of Pentacles. So they direct their fire towards permanent things, long term. That's going to be a key thing for you on this one. So this person's naturally ambitious, yes, but they're also tied to a deeper constructive meaning. And they are openly manifesting, and part of that desire is breaking off and trying to connect to you. How do you feel about that? Have you met them yet? I don't know. They're going to be attractive in and of their own right. Okay? This is someone who, they're not adverse to success, I'll say that. Someone who prizes competence, yeah, and ambition, and has goals and executes those goals. Sorry, I think I just made a little squeaky squeak. Okay, and then between the two of you, the Hierophant, the Hanged Man, the Two of Swords, I can see that they want to live a life where they tie it to a deeper meaning. You yourself, you don't know, and you haven't fully questioned this idea of commitment. It's like you don't know if that's where you want to be. Again, this is like the most un-Virgo reading I've ever had in my life. And that's fine. Hey, man, we all go through stages and phases. But you're not necessarily convinced that you're looking for anything long-term on it and commitment, and they don't know you well enough to be able to answer that question. So but have you given that thought, honey? Because you look so open and available, free as a bird. You know, the Hierophant, the Hanged Man, Two of Swords. I think it's a matter of time before you connect to this person, and I can definitely see why you'd be interested, and I can see why they're interested in you. You're both very attractive in your own way. Absolutely. But just to let you know, it's something to understand about yourself sooner rather than later if you're going to have a long-term vision like they do. Yeah, because right now you don't seem to be interested in establishing a root system. Do you have any idea how alien this is to me for your reading today? Are you new? Hi, welcome to the channel if you're new. I love new energies. When they show up, they show up. Welcome. All new folks are welcome. There's room for everybody. It's wild. But yeah, I'm actually advising a Virgo. Honey, have you thought about commitment? Is that within your wheelhouse of possibilities? Never something I thought I'd be talking to a Virgo about. But yeah, give that some thought, because if this thing progresses, you know, I can see it from their point of view already where their line of thinking is, goals and values are. You're going to need to know that for yourself as well. Let's get some advice, please. Virgo's like, hey, don't judge me. I don't judge you. Not at all. It's just, please understand, there's a norm for the collective readings. And then sometimes I get one that's wildly outside the norm. And then, obviously, it gets my attention. Yeah, let's get some advice, please, for Virgo. My goodness. But look at you, you fiery, sexy thing, you. My goodness. It's kind of like, well, you know what they say, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. How long are you in Vegas for? I think this person wants to know. Let's get some advice, please. King of Pentacles, Ace of Swords. Grounded, the truth, know your truth. Understand who you are, what you're about. Okay, absolutely, of course. In terms of practicality, where it is you'd like to plant your life, grow into it, develop it. We need to know these things. Yeah, there they are again, King of Wands, Justice. Know your truth and invest in your truth accordingly. Can't go wrong, right? So if you're honest about who you are, they'll do the same. And you two can figure out if you are good to be in each other's lives or maybe not. But know your truth, always. Honey, if you're not the committing type, I understand, just so long as you know that. And so long as they know the truth, they can honor their own with justice. Right? Okay. Anything else here, please? Yeah, just the one thing we don't want to do, again, advice, don't self-sabotage feelings. Right? We don't ever want to do that. We don't ever want to lean into emotional manipulation to get what we want, either for reasons of passion or earthly matters such as coin. We don't ever want to do that. That's a big no-no. So Two of Cups, King of Cups, Five of Swords, never play into feelings you don't have, right? Because that would be wrong, and never accept it from someone else either. So know your truth, stick to your truth. Don't lead someone on, and don't allow yourself to be led on either. You're honest with your truth and what you're about, them too, it'll be fine. But yeah, if long-term commitment isn't in the cards, no pun intended, then it's not. Right? But never falsely advertise one's feelings in order for someone else to stick around and find out. And find out the hard way. Because that's a big no-no. And this is general advice, and it's applicable to both of you. There you go. All right. Avoid emotional manipulation. Always speak true from the heart, or one's truth. In your case, it's who you are. So if you have a strong, hey man, I play, I don't commit, that's this Virgo. Okay, I'm a wild Virgo. I'm letting you know now. Know what you're getting into. Yeah, there you go. Absolutely. Never misrepresent our feelings or our truths. It'll be okay. Communicate clearly. It'll be all right. But yeah, I think you two might be well suited for a season. I don't know about a lifetime. All right? You seem to be at a time in your life where you're really enjoying your independence and just being able to do your own thing and have the freedom of your own energy available to you first and foremost. And you get to decide every day what you're going to do with it. Clearly, you're open to spontaneity, adventure. You want to live life to its fullest. I don't know that you're necessarily wanting or desirous of being settled down or tied down. This person has fire too, but they use it towards stability. Okay? Creating a life. So while you two have elements in common, perhaps I'm looking at a case of spring and winter. Okay? See what I'm saying? But communicate clearly and never be dishonest about our feelings. Always be clear and upfront with who we are and what we're about, and that way each person can make informed choices that are in their best interest. Okay? That's it. All right. Interesting. No, sisters felt like a long one, but it's not. Still. Time. Foundation. Time. Yeah, I see that more in align with this person's energy. In time, yeah, they want to add to their foundation. They want something solid and real. So if there's this idea of Virgo will settle down in time, and you get an idea of that or a hint of it, we need to correct it sooner rather than later if you know commitment's not in the cards for you. Okay? It's like, hey, you know commitment's not my thing. And you playing down the clock, hoping I'll settle down, that's not a plan. I'm enjoying my time with you. I'm enjoying my company with you. But I'm not looking for long term. And if you need more, you need to say so. But don't wait for me to show you more signs of roots and commitment. Something like that. This is, I cannot begin to emphasize to you, this is the weirdest Virgo reading I've ever done. Do you have a lot of fire in your chart? Like a lot? Are you very young, maybe? I don't know. I don't know. But do be aware that time, this might be a limited time experience, and that's okay. I wish people wouldn't find that threatening. Just know what you're choosing. Know what you're choosing, and you'll be okay. If they're insisting, I want a foundation with you, I want you to be part of my life on a long-term basis, that means they want some kind of commitment, even if it's not marriage. And if it's not where you are, that's not where you are. Say so. And them too. If they need more and you can't give it, there you go. That's it. And fantasy. Let's not play into anybody's fantasy. If this needs to be discontinued or cut off from, yeah. We don't want to play into any sort of fantasies, and that leans into like the realms of emotional manipulation that we were talking about and sabotaging from the emotional point of view. All right? Let's not turn something beautiful into something ugly. Let's make ourselves clear and on the upfront. Yeah, compass. I think you're still trying to find your way. I think you're that person. You're out there and you're living life on your terms, and that's because you're trying to find your own direction and not necessarily be attached to someone else's. Okay? And that's interesting you're showing me that. That tells me you don't view partnership or marriage as a retirement plan. I respect that. We all need to find our own way in life. And if we're all out there looking for partnership or marriage, that way we have a safe bet about who we're coming home to. Yeah. Well, those safe bets aren't always so safe, eh? I think you're still trying to find your way. And you're going to do what you need to do for you. In the reverse, Coffin's in the reverse. You don't want this to be over, but you don't know that you can transform with it in time. Again, you need to discover that and just be honest. All right? We can't have it all. You got to know when and where and how to let people go, and they in turn, you. I see that you two are attracted to each other. But I don't necessarily think that you're ready to settle. No. Storm, and we can prevent any future storms or emotional upheaval. Right? So just know. That's all. Very interesting reading today. Oh, so many. H, P, K, X, I. We have you. Your medallion. Very cool. You might be double, triple Virgo. Could be connected to. The season might be important to you. And then we had the snowflake. The sign of Scorpio, time of winter, or transformation. This can be one of those things that you do exit, or perhaps you change for. But you got to know. Yeah, you got to know. Could also have some Scorpion chart, could be connected to, etc. Medallion of a child. Children might be involved. All the more reason, especially if this person, and I do believe it's them, has the foundation, and maybe they already have kind of like an insta family. All the more reason we need to figure it out. Okay? And it might be, it's the personification of the thing. So even if children aren't involved, it's like that childlike wonder, perhaps, that you own right now. That sense of just being open and free. Okay? Maybe it's not in your place to settle down right now. I don't know. I'm at the infinity loop. I think you two might be uniquely bonded in time. If you continue to stay together, you might see it that way. But this person gives you something, I believe, that you don't normally find in others. And that's why you linger. That's why you find them attractive. In some way they can return to you the energy you put out there. And I don't think you expected to find that. Something to think about. It's very interesting. I don't expect all of you to resonate with this, not at all. And that's okay. Check your other placements. This is normal general collective readings. They're not all meant to resonate. But if you do, let me know. I'm very curious about you. Regardless, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Capricorn, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Capricorn, please. Okay, like always, we're going to start on your side of the board, but as I explained in the intro, reverse energies, as you see fit. Show me Capricorn. 7 swords, King of Cups, Queen of Swords. Oh, good. I'm glad you're taking a direct approach. 5 of Pentacles, 5 of Wands, Justice. Shared, 3 of Wands, Page of Cups, Strength. All right. Okay. Overview, Temperance. Yeah. That's very kind of you. Okay. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I'm glad that you turned around and gave this your full attention. That actually seems to solve the situation. Good. Temperance, yeah, you're willing. You're willing to be temperate. You're willing to cool things down here. Okay? You're willing to call a ceasefire. Learn from this. Heal from it. Okay? Everything just cool down, calm down. The 7 of Swords, at first, originally, and perhaps you were for a while, originally covering up your initial feeling. You don't want to participate in this. You don't want to give this the full weight of your thoughts, like they can't handle it. It's just, that wasn't true. In fact, if anything, that's exactly what they needed, was the truth. So I'm glad that you did another check with yourself and said, you know what? Let's be direct here. Here's my real thoughts. This is how I really feel. This is what I'm really thinking. So at first you tried to hide and maybe tried to talk yourself out of, I can't say that. Turns out you can. And it was the right call. It's the right call. It created the right atmosphere for healing, growth, and insight for you both. So this is the advantage to leaning into the truth, even if it's a difficult truth, especially if it's a difficult truth. It's the only way you can really level the field with somebody, come to terms with it, and they can either accept those terms on that field or they can walk away from it. But we have to be honest with ourselves at some point. And the more difficult I don't think I can say that. That's usually the first thing we need to say. Okay? It's just tone, language, that's all. It can make a big difference. But over here, oh my, what a ruckus. 5 of Pentacles, 5 of Wands. That's the only real way to summarize that. Scared, angry, frustrated. Something here's breaking. It's beyond my control. It's out of control. It's out of control. Yeah. And it's arguing, not meeting eye to eye. In fact, it almost seems like they went out of their way to argue with you or cause the breakage in some way. And then Justice, you leveled the truth with them, and they went, oh. They're like, okay, that's fair. So whatever this is, I think you, in a way, pointed out the circumstance that you're in and that you want me to be part of. You created it. I was trying to find solutions, and you made things this much worse by doing X, Y, Z. And then they kind of just stop spiritually and go, oh. It's like they see it. The light bulb clicks. It's starting to make sense now. So this is the benefit of being straight up with people. Sometimes they don't see what they're doing, how much harm they're causing, how much patterns they are repeating, and to the depth they're taking those patterns until someone says so. But you have to be willing. It's kind of like saying cruel to be kind. You ever heard that? Well, it's not exactly cruel if it has the positive results of information, healing, insight, understanding are all brought to the table instead of just bashing somebody, because you already know what that results in. Bashing equals more bashing. It gets everybody nowhere when we're all yelling at each other and hitting each other. So I'm glad that you spoke the truth, and you did so in a very calm, measured way. And they got it. It clicked. It clicked. Now you two have a way to proceed. And I have no idea what this is. I don't know if this is an intimate connection. I have not a clue. But now you two can proceed. So here we have the 3 of Wands, Page of Cups, Strength. There you go. Okay. There's a kind of sense of respectful distances, being mindful of your two's distances. But strength to be open and remain open towards each other in a positive way. It's not something to be rushed, not at all. But it's kind of like, I understand you're over here. I'm over here. We will keep our heart space open towards each other. All right. Strength, because you two still I apologize. You two still find value in your two's connection in some way. So it's like, I'll stick around and be an influence to you if you can do the same in a positive way, and we can continue to support each other. All right? It looks like you've agreed to help this person in some way, or at least be a person in their life, but at a distance. It's like, there's only so much direct influence I can take from you, all due respect, but there you go. There you go. It's careful. It's carefully done. But I like how they went, okay, fair, whenever you turned around and you were direct with them. So it's good. Let's get some advice, please. Although I think you did a great job here. Ten of Wands, 4 of Cups. Oh yeah, it was a very unhappy situation, very aggravating too, extremely emotionally frustrating. Because here I have communication, but nothing here is landing or being understood. All I see is a bunch of pent-up frustration, and why are you making things so difficult? I'm trying to give you some helpful information or insight, and here you are being in opposition to it. I kind of know what this is like. I have that one person, a friend, who every now and again would come to me for some serious advice, right? And I would give them some serious communication, discussion, and then they'd shoot it all down like it was my fault or my problem. No, they just weren't in a place to accept it. And when I called them out on it, don't come to me again until you're actually ready to listen to real advice. And then it clicked. Okay, I get it. I come to you. You don't come to me. I ask you, and you talk to me, and I shoot everything down. It's a me problem. That's right. That's right. It's not even tarot advice. It's just, actually, it speaks back to my other profession. But, it's like when you are actually ready to listen and receive real feedback, I'm over here. Okay? 10 of Wands, 4 of Cups, 2 of Wands. There's some people, they don't want to be told, right, what they're doing wrong or what they could be doing differently. They just want to hear what they're doing right. But you didn't have evidence of that correctness. All you had was evidence was fault and breakage and damage and how that could be corrected. Okay. There's that, I think this was about a sort of working energy, wasn't it? Eight of Pentacles, Eight of Cups. Someone who might be very unhappy in their work energies, and you dang well know it. Perhaps you're part of it, and you see how it affects the work or the job or the money. And you're trying to help them. Yeah, you're trying to help them. Perhaps they just wanted to hear how they were doing everything right. It's like, no, actually, no. You caused a lot of the problems there. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Do you see where you make... Yeah, see, there it is. It's they got work to do. They need to figure it out on their own. You gave them a lot of good tools to work with. But I can tell you this right now. You absolutely needed space from them. This is something here that you... I know that you tried to help them with, but honestly, it's for them to sort out. So I can kind of see why you got your distance from it. This is something that they need to clear up on their own free will actions. But like I said, you gave them a lot of good material to work with. And I'm not going to lie, they have a lot to do. All right? But hopefully they will stop getting in their own way and then trying to drag other people into it. But yeah, I don't blame you from getting to... This is something here you're not meant to be directly involved in. I think they wanted you to help, and when you tried to help, like, no, that's not right. Okay. Who asked who? Because you don't need this shit. Nobody needs this shit, honey. I'm sorry. I'm just gotta say it, Cappy, honey. Nobody needs this shit, honestly. But I'm glad that you two are able to maintain some sort of cooperative friendship or something, even if it's at a distance. But they seem to be a lot more respectful of you now. Oh my gosh. Divine Feminine. Some of you identify as the Divine Feminine, or you feel that you are connecting to in some way the Divine Feminine. But the intuitive self, the productive self, right? The one who feels, who just kind of understands things without necessarily knowing. It's like, I think you had a feel for this problem sooner rather than later. Yeah. I think you know what it speaks back to as well. I do. Anything else, please? Ecstasy in reverse. Not exciting, not thrilling. Let's see, ecstasy in reverse. Is this person, are they trying to create drama? They're bored. They're bored. So if you can't have ecstasy, you know, you can be in the opposite, angry. Okay. Okay. It sounds like whatever they're doing, they're not suited to it. Or they're in a kind of energetic burnout, and they don't seem to understand that yet. Okay. And family, and the concern that family concerns, or you do. Or they are family. That would explain a few things. You know, are they a family member? You've been trying to help for, but they ask for help, but they won't take it. That old chestnut. Okay, someone who's burnt out. They don't know how to admit it or see it. Okay. I got it. We have N-O-F. We have the medallions of Cancer, Leo, and Taurus. You might have these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to the seasons. Might be important to you. Okay, Capricorn, honey. I do hope this helped you. Good luck to you. And I completely appreciate your decision to keep this at arm's length. I don't think you're meant to be directly involved. This is their kind of problem. It's on them to ultimately solve it. But I insist, I think you gave them some good stuff to work with. Hopefully they will take that with them. And I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Scorpio, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Scorpio and their person. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board. But as I explain the intro, reverse energies as you see fit. Queen of Swords, Ace of Cups, King of Swords. Ooh, tough cookie. Smart one, too. Four of Swords, Seven of Swords, Page of Cups. Not as certain as you. Okay. Is there any shared energy here? No, I don't think so. Page of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, the Magician, but we want there to be. Okay. Overview. Two of Cups. You are interested in love, and can't say I'm surprised. You showed me the Ace of Cups, which is our master symbol. Okay, so the idea is when the heart becomes so full, it starts to overflow. It wants to break off and become a two-cup system. You're focused, okay? Intellectually speaking, you're very rational, logical, on point. You know who you are, you know what you're about, you know what your goals and aims are. You're not confused about that. You're walking around with a full heart, and I think that you are very much interested and developing a deep bond with somebody. To love, to be in love, to fall in love, all of it. You seem to be interested. Yeah, you're all but a walking advertisement. Scorpio is available. Got any takers? I have my mind made up. Your mind is made up on the subject. Yeah. There you go. You're all but telegraphing your intent. It's beautiful. You know what you want. You're ready to open up, but you know this. Four Swords, Seven Swords, Page of Cups. I got a shy little thing here. I don't even know how you two are connected. So I do see you wanting to be in love, to fall in love. Not necessarily with this person. I just mean in the general sense. You're ready for the experience. You're open to it. Like I said, you're a walking advertisement. Honestly, you're very clear. No mystery here. We're known for mystery. That's like our number one thing. And you're like, no mystery at all. I'm being very clear. Love. This Scorpio. Right here. That's where I want to be. So, yeah, no mystery at all. This one, however, yeah. Shy, uncertain, hesitation, Four Swords, Seven Swords, Page of Cups. They're thinking about it. I don't know that that helps you. But whoever this is, they contemplate you from a quiet space. They have a lot of doubt surrounding them. Seven of Swords in the mind. I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I can open up. I want to open up. I don't know that I can open up. So I don't know how that helps you. By all rights, you may have no idea who that is. They're struggling to do the very thing that you say you are open for. So for you, there is no hesitation. This person is marked with hesitation. If you know who they are, you may not know what they're going through internally. Struggling to open up to you. They think about it, but as soon as they get some resolve on the matter, they get nervous, talk themselves out of it. I don't know. So, and you can't live, and nobody can live on I don't knows. So I don't know how this helps you, except maybe if they open up, you'll know in time. They seem to be within your environment. Ten of Pentacles, the Magician. I know what you want. I do. You've made that abundantly clear. And ideally, you would like a candidate within your community, your foundation, which is extensive, by the way. Congratulations. And you're like, thank you. You want love that's available to you, right? Right here, right now. It's like I've got a perfectly good community, foundation. I'd like to find love within it. I'm open to that. The Magician right here, right? It's like, I'm a stable person. I know who I am. My mind's made up. I'm ready for love. And Page of Swords. It's a little eye on you, and you are open to finding love within your environment. Okay, that's okay. So I don't know. I feel like I'm looking at an invisible person. But you can't make someone do they're not ready for, and so it makes me wonder, why am I seeing this? I'm glad that you have your mind made up. I'm glad that you know what you're looking for. I'm glad that you know that you are open to love and the experience of it. And you seem to know that you want to keep it within a known environment. Okay, so your city, your town, wherever it is you're from. Okay. I think you're keeping an open-ended manifestation. Yes. You have no ideas or designs on any one specific person. It's just you want some common core principles lined up to. But other than that, you're like, dear universe, I'm open to suggestions. And I got one person looking at you. Okay, let's get some advice, please, for Scorpio. Don't shoot the messenger, guys. I have no control. They show me what they show me. All right, let's get some advice, please. I mean, you keep on keeping on. You know who you are. You know what you want. That shouldn't... knowing about this, having an idea of who that is should not stop you. All right? You're an informed Scorpio. You're aware. You go about your business. This person ever comes forward, great. I'm glad they got to where they needed to be. But if they don't, they don't. And again, that shouldn't stop you from doing anything. You know? All right, let's get some advice, please. 9 of Cups. 2 of Cups. Yeah, you've been very clear about that. Very. In case there's any confusion. It's our number one complaint, mind you. So it kind of pisses me off that I'm seeing this. It's our number one critique as the Scorpio collective. You're just so mysterious, okay? You never tell anybody what you're doing or what you're thinking. This Scorpio is a fucking billboard of activity. Love. Love me. Love me. Me love. Me love. Me want love. I want love. That's it. I'm open to love. Are you open to love? No. You no. Like they very honest. This Scorpio is actively trying. There's no it's simple, it's straight. You couldn't pay a tarot reader to fuck this up. I mean, I guess you could do. They're really bad, but you would have to be so bad at tarot to fuck this up. Like you... Okay? Right, it's like, I'm not trying to be mysterious right now. I really want to attract love, so I'm focusing on me first and my self-interest, and because I love me, I feel I'm ready to share in that emotional union with somebody else, and I'm open. I am open. See? You're actively trying. I don't know what else to say. You are actively trying. You are open. You are open, honey. Oh my goodness. You keep on being you, though. I love it. I want you to enjoy yourself. It looks like you are. All right? I'm happy. I'm happy for you that you're open for it and you're trying. That's great. To be clear, I know it's 7 of Swords twice. So much doubt from this person. You know, the Emperor, they keep talking themselves out of it. 3 of Swords, afraid to be hurt, afraid to be rejected. The 3 of Swords has an alarming amount of power. It confuses people, but it's only 3 swords. Isn't 10 worth? It starts there. A little bit of pain can dictate a lot of people's actions. There's what we think we do, and then there's what we actually do. I don't know, honey, if it's just you're just so emotionally ripe and fluid and gorgeous. I don't know if that's intimidating this person, because you seem to be the real deal. So I'm having someone here who's having a hard time stepping up to their own plate of energy as the Emperor. It's like they don't believe in themselves. I don't think that they're always like this. Maybe it's because they're looking at you and it's like, oh shit, that one's walking around like the real deal. And they're terrified of being hurt or specifically rejected. So the fear of rejection is so powerful for this person that it stays their energy. 7 of Swords twice. And all we're talking about is that Page of Cups. I do believe you know who this is to some degree. I don't think you know them very well, maybe. Rather, you don't know the struggles they're going through right now. But just to let you know, if you connected with somebody, you kind of have that feeling, but you never quite heard from them, or they won't make a move, or they won't make a declaration or something. This might explain why. Okay. Like, say you two exchanged numbers, but they never called. It's something like that. And 2 of Swords. That's so much fear of the mind. Okay. Let's leave that one alone then. Okay? I want you to continue to be open and beautiful towards the process. When you put yourself out there, as the Scorpio knows or should know, rejection is a real thing. But here's the thing. You want what you want. That means you have to be willing, to some degree, experience rejection. Either experience it from someone else or you have to prompt it. Either way, you have to hold yourself responsible for these new experiences. It's par for the course. So while I think this person is very much interested in you emotionally, they're not in the place where they can accept or assume the responsibility of rejection. They can't seem to handle it if it's coming from you, or they don't feel like they'd be prepared to reject you if they did think it was a match, something like that. But if somebody here cannot, if they keep trying to sidestep this idea of rejection, that means they're not ready for the emotional experience. I see this little itty-bitty shy Page of Cups. I think you had a brief interaction with them and you thought, okay, something's here, right? I'll hear from them again, and you didn't. Something's up. They do keep an eye on you. That tells me absolutely nothing. Everybody does. Page of Swords, that's where we are. We live in an online world, so even though you technically seem to be part of a shared environment, city, town, for example, still keeping an eye on you. Well, all right, let's wrap this. I don't know what else to do with it, guys. I'm sorry. I can't. I don't know what else to do with this. I just want to give you reassurance, confirmation, perhaps, of a very possible experience that happened like this recently, where you thought there would be a little bit more going on. I'm not saying full-on dating or anything like that. I'm talking one experience, maybe two, where you thought maybe, surely, and then you didn't hear anything else after that. I'm not talking about ghosting where there was some sort of precedent in place. I mean, you ever talk to that person and you just, am I getting a vibe from you? But that's all in your head, right? It's in your head. I think I'm getting a vibe. That can't be right. That can't be right. But then you two connect and there's smiles and there's kind of like these emotional exchanges, but they're so low-key, very subtle. There's something in the eyes, right? But nobody confirms it. As someone who's not ready to claim what they're feeling or thinking. Never mind handle the possibility of rejection. That's what I'm talking about. That's how brief on your radar this was. But I'm just confirming where you at, honey, okay? And where you're at's gorgeous. I like how you said, look, this Scorpio is out of their mystery phase. I'm totally open. I'm open to falling in love. My mind is set on it. Focus. So if you're interested in a Scorpio and you're cross-watching, maybe now's the time. I don't know if that one's completely missed an opportunity, but the way their energy is so riddled with fear and anxiety and self-doubt and uncertainty. I don't know if there's any more to come from that. And it's not your job to sit around, wait and find out. Nor should you, and I don't think that you are. No. I hope that they get through whatever it is they need to get through around their fears of rejection. Elusive influences. Yeah, so this is a very fleeting influence. It's not someone you see all the time, but often enough that you had those, moments with them. It's a brief influence. It's not a strong one, and it's elusive. That means it's not ready. It's not. It feels dishonest in a way because you get this idea. There's an emotional thing there, but somebody won't own it or live up to it. That's one of the weirdest positions of the emperor I've ever seen. An emperor who doubts himself so bad that they can't stand by their own emotional occurrences or convictions. I don't know, honey. You're rocking a full, beautiful cup. I don't know. Home. Some of you have an established home. It's comfy, cozy. Some of you, that represents relationship energy, but... Oh, yeah. See, I know you are. Look at that. You're a maid Scorpio. You are so gorgeous. Look at you. Now, you don't have to be the female, but it says main female, so it's more of that Empress energy. You're established. You're gorgeous. You're beautiful. You're open for love. So this is the female that's open to the experience, and you have a home. You're established. You got your own money. You got your own home. You got your own something, but it's very I got that as soon as I don't always associate that with this. With the house card, you think you would, but no. Yours is quite comfy, cozy, well-established. Yeah. And you're ready. You've been working hard. Occupation, mature man. Perhaps you two share a work environment. Oh, okay. It's a possibility. Doesn't have to be occupation, or in some way they know that you work very hard. Because it does seem like you are clearly established in and of your own right. But yeah, there is a masculine, there is a feminine. Occupation. We seem to be familiar with each other's work in some way. So you may not necessarily work together, but we understand how hard the other person works, I believe. 4, 2, 5, 34. Okay, C, B, P, Q, R. No medallions. It always feels incomplete. I don't like that. Oh, well, there you are, darling. I see you. Scorpio. Aries, yeah. The Ten of Pentacles, Tree of Life. There's the shared environment. I'm seeing it. You two have the same residency in town, city, something. Okay. The wolf, wanting to pursue, territorial, howling at the moon, frustrated, maybe. But no, the medallions, yours, and then 3 Taurus. FYI, you might have some really strong Taurus in your chart. Could be connecting to... Possibly. The season might be important to you. Mind you, that's upcoming. So, boom, we're almost in Aries season, and right after that is Taurus, so who knows? All right, Scorpio, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Pisces, welcome to your Sunday check-in. And happy birthday. Show me Pisces in their person, please. Show me Pisces. Like always, we're going to start on your side of the board, but so explain the intro, reverse energies, as you see fit. Oh, okay. 4 of Wands. 8, okay. It's an okay. Let's stop. Take a breath. You feel that a relationship here is in a particular dilemma at the moment. And you're at a crossroads with it. Temperance, 10 of Wands. 4 of Pentacles. Okay. Feelings mutual. Shared. The Star. 3 of Cups. The Hermit. Oh. Overview. Queen of Cups. Okay. Let's stop. Take a breath. Queen of Cups. Natural state of grace is here. Right now you're showing me emotional insecurity towards this relationship. They haven't made up your mind. Am I staying? Am I going? What's going? Should I leave this? Should I try to work with it? What do I do? Okay. I knew there was turbulence in that relationship as soon as it flipped out the way it did, but then it still landed right side up. 4 of Wands, 8 of Cups, 2 of Swords. You haven't made up your mind yet. It's, like I said, emotional turbulence or crisis right now. 4 of Wands, relationship, as 2 people define it, so I don't know how you two defined it, but the thing is, should we define it further or should we even try or bother? I think you're showing me you still have heart for this, but you have enough reason to believe that perhaps you should walk away, but you're on the fence about it. Am I right? What it is to be a water sign. I would like to still be open to giving or receiving love from this, but I'm also receiving some sort of evidence that maybe I shouldn't be here. What do I do? So emotional insecurity. Temperance, Ten of Wands, Four of Pentacles. They showed me a willingness to heal even if it's hard. Now I know that's not flattering, but that is kind of realistic. Four of Pentacles, Ten of Wands, Temperance. I like how they thought about it first for themselves, and they'd like to apply it with you too. That's good. Whenever we offer healing to somebody, we need to have thought about it for ourselves first. Is this what I want for me? I need to look at this. I need to work through this myself first. You hadn't gotten there yet. But they did. They said, it's going to be hard for the both of us. They admit that. Ten of Wands, Four of Pentacles. It's an equal division. It's going to be hard for the both of us. But I'm willing to try if you are. And they also said it might take time. They admit that. There's no rush. But yes, they'd like to. And they know it's hard. They'd like to make things less difficult between the two of you. The Star, Three of Cups, the Hermit. You both share this feeling. I think what you're showing me is concern. What if they don't want what I want? Okay. I want to heal with them, but what if they don't feel the same? Okay. So again, that's where we need to confer with ourselves first. You, I believe, wanted to, but you didn't know if you could feel emotionally secure with that. What if they don't want it? Doesn't matter. How do you feel about it for yourself first? So I'm happy to see that you two match at the end of the day. Okay. But the fact that you're showing me Queen of Cups, I still have an aching heart towards this, but I also might be in the position to walk. What do they feel? No, how do you feel? Because it turns out, shared energy, the Star, Three of Cups, the Hermit, this is a common goal for the both of you. Now, the Star is different for everybody. I usually see it as a goal that we're reaching for as individuals. But it's another thing to share that star with somebody. So this is a goal, Three of Cups, the Hermit. The idea is I would like to continue to bring this together with you for a long time. Can we both reach for that? Can we both walk the path of healing? I think yours is a resounding yes. It's just you were nervous to say so. Okay. That's all. So I don't know what happened. I don't know what caused the upheaval. I'm not necessarily seeing it as drama. I'm not. I think you both kind of reached your wit's end over this relationship in some way. It hit kind of a critical mass, and I don't know why. But no, this was not lighthearted at all. It got really close to the edge there. This was no drama for the sake of it. No. You had really reached a point of conflict or crisis or crossroads. Am I going to have to leave this even though I still have feelings for it? What are they thinking? I'm glad they told you. I'm glad they told you. But I tell you what, I really respect somebody who says, I recognize how difficult this is. I understand how the mistakes were made. I understand how I played into them, and I see how you did too. This is what I'm willing to do. And it does take two. Okay? I respect people who are willing to put in the work, and they mean it. There's no lies. There's no blue ribbon prizes here. It's authentically these two people feel they still want to reach for this and heal it too. Such beautiful. Ace of Pentacles. What about it? Three of Cups. Reverse. Knight of Pentacles. Okay. I think there was an idea here of deepening the connection. And are we better suited as friends, or is this something real? Perhaps someone here had a hard time making up their mind, or moving very slowly towards the idea of authentic offer. Because there was a time you two really did stop connecting. You really did. And it's kind of like, if I have to suffer this idea of just being friends with them, or that's how I have to think of them, I'd hate to do that. I would really hate to do that. But it looks like the authenticity of whatever this is supposed to be in your eyes was moving very slow. So it's like, I'm going to stop seeing them until they get their shit together, or they understand what they want. Maybe I need to better understand what the heck I want from this, and do I still want to reach for it? So I think the idea of you calling this person a friend broke your heart. Or that it would be less than. But it looks like there really was a period where you two stopped seeing each other physically. But the idea of the relationship was still there. The two of you might even called it a break, but we're still friends, right? Something like that. I wouldn't be surprised. So there's a point here where you didn't know how to continue to define it with them. Okay, well, that was the idea. Should we continue to try to define this thing? Because it would break your heart if, after all this, you'd have to call him a friend, right? Yeah, water signs aren't typically in the business of falling in love with somebody just to call him a friend. Okay. Yeah, Queen of Swords, making up one's mind. Okay, so it looks like someone needed time to make up one's mind. But, again, just for your own future reference, know what you want first. I'm glad that they figured out what they wanted and they presented it to you. That makes me very happy. It does. But remember, you need to understand that for you first. But I'm happy your two goals line up. All right? All right. Okay, Pisces, honey. Resistance. Resistance. And there was distance. Resistance to what this is. You still wanted to keep deepening the idea of a relationship with this person, and perhaps they were resistant. So we might have given this some temporary space, distance, to gain perspective. I don't think you were trying to trigger an ending to force their hand. No, that's a cheap trick, and I see it every time. This is that you really did distance yourself. But they did figure it out, so that's good. Anything else here, please? Conflict is in reverse, and, conflict and conflicted, they're both in reverse. So now we're back on the same page. Neither one is conflicted anymore. Okay. You both seem to be reaching for the same thing at the same time now. So more of a united effort, which is good. Very good. Long story short, Pisces, honey, did you need more? And they were resistant to that, and you gave them space, and then they understood it was worth it to give you more because they wanted to be part of this too. It's not just about what you need, but what you could both build into, and that means you both have to know that you want more. Okay. Okay, we have the key. Always remember that. But stork, family, many of you are interested in raising up families, starting from the very beginning, ground up roots. You have the key. Remember that. You're never helpless. Either this situation or connection can give you those goals or they can't. Remember that. You're not subject to someone else's decisions. You have your own to make. It just so happened to be that your two goals line up. They needed time apart to figure that out. But they did. But remember, you're not helpless. You have a key. Okay? You can release yourself from any situation. Now, if you're thinking about family, right? The stork here, building, nesting, having a family. Remember, when you're lined up to someone properly, there's very little resistance on those big goals. Okay? So I'm happy. They said, yeah, okay, I want more. I do want more. I want more with you. I'm happy. Just remember that. Okay? 33:17. Okay. For now, we're bonding. Good. All right. All right. You showed me true bond twice now. Beautiful. That makes me very happy. Good. Excellent. All right. We're back on the path. Well, we recognize the path now. That's the thing. I'm much more likely to define it better. You understand you're walking the same road. You understand? All right. We have the T, W, H, and A. We have the Rose of Venus. For some of you, Pisces might be your Venus placement. It could be theirs, FYI. We also have the Medallion of Aquarius and Scorpio. You could have these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to where the seasons might be important to you. Pisces, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Cancer, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Cancer in their person. Okay, like always, we're going to start on your side of the board, but as I explained in the intro, reverse energies as you see fit. You, darling. It's good to see you. Feeling a little bold today, feeling a little saucy. The Chariot. Like I said, you. Six of Wands. The Empress. Oh. We are feeling a little bold, a little saucy. Look at you. Okay. Over here. Four of Pentacles, Nine of Cups, Six of Pentacles. Okay. Shared. Eight of Cups, Three of Cups, the Emperor. Overview, Nine of Wands. I don't think you're in the space to connect with this one. I don't. And Nine of Wands, don't get me wrong. You can defend your position. This is what I'm feeling. This is what I'm doing. I like me. I like where I'm at. I like the direction I'm headed in. I don't want to make any stops. Okay? Or you can stop and take a look at this and participate in it. It's your choice. All right? It's going to be your choice. You know best. You literally know best. Personally, it looks to me like you don't want to make any stops. But someone here is kind of asking you to stop and recalibrate with them. But it's up to you. The other's choice. Just don't be surprised if it comes up. That's all. But Nine of Wands. Oh, yeah. Right now I see you in the defensive position of this is what I'm doing and I really don't want to be interrupted or slowed down. And the Chariot, Six of Wands, is some saucy energy right there. I'm moving forward and it feels good. It feels good to move forward. In fact, you're a little bit. And the Empress, you also say you're grounded though. That you're still productive and that you value your own sense of empowerment and who you are. So you're showing me you're standing firm in this decision, but it's in your best interest to do so. It's not about them or the situation that they represent. It's about you. Okay, so that's a healthy point of view. Over here, Four of Pentacles, Nine of Cups, Six of Pentacles. This person, in some ways, holding on to your two's connection. I don't know that it's intimate. It's entirely up to you. I honestly don't know. It's coming across as a balance or contractual in nature. If you give me some, I'll give you something to work with. But please work with me, please. From their point of view, it would make them happy, Nine of Cups. But through implication alone, it's kind of saying, I want something from you. Even if it's for you to decide to participate with them in the same space at the same time. A 3D environment. So, like I said, it's up to you. But I can say that in some way, they want this because it would personally benefit them or make them feel better. I otherwise don't know what you would be getting from it because you seem to be doing just fine without participating in it. So, something to think about. Eight of Cups, Three Cups, the Emperor. I don't know if you saw I felt my face. I felt my face pull. My any sense that I had that you might make stops and recalibrate with them or balance with them or give them whatever it is that they're asking for went down quite a bit. Eight of Cups, Three Cups, the Emperor. I don't think you are emotionally invested. Now, here's the thing. They aren't asking you to be emotionally invested. They're asking for your participation in some way. Time, energy, effort, and possibly resources. Anything else I've seen was self-pleasure, Nine of Cups. It would benefit them in some way. Not necessarily you, but they are asking you. You're a water sign, honey. When you don't have an emotional attachment to a situation, place, circumstance, and this includes your work energies, and never mind your personal connections. If you don't have an emotional attachment, the odds of you doing something with it go way down. That's just who you are. It's who water signs are in general. We all operate by our own particular elements. So you're like, well, I have no emotional motivation to hang out with him or balance with him, so why would I? Exactly. The Emperor. You both have tendencies towards my will, my way, or stubbornness. You seem to be at peace with yours. That doesn't seem to bother you. That doesn't seem to bother you at all. That shows zero conflict. But this person is kind of showing insistence. Well, regardless of what you don't feel about me or the situation, will you still meet me halfway for whatever reason? And I would like to know what that reason is, because even they're like, yeah, I understand. I understand you don't want to be here. I understand you have no particular feeling towards this, but nevertheless, I'm asking you to share some time and space with me. Again, it seems to benefit them. Well, benefit them from their point of view. So I don't. Maybe even if it's to talk, it's up to you. See, I saw you again right there on the split. The Chariot once more here, Power card, and the Empress. You seem to be very determined to move forward into a place of, well, further empowerment, glory. I would say glory. It's an unusual word. But it's kind of like I didn't... Well, I'm not trying to make any stops. You're excited. And I see you irritated. 9 of Wands. Should you humor this? Balance with it. Surely you know what they're asking from you, realistically. They even know. They even know you're not emotionally attached. They know. But nevertheless, there's still a certain stubbornness here. I insist that you sit down and interact with me. Okay, I'll bite. Let's get some advice on that. Ace of Swords in reverse. Oh, see, now we're already off to a bad start. Oh, no. Yeah, okay. Do we have further thoughts on that? You understand that they want to talk to you. You even understand to some extent that they want something from you. And it's presented as, look, I've been holding on to this. I'd like to balance with you. You know that. But there is an element of dishonesty. I was like, surely you know what they want, especially if they already acknowledge that you're not emotionally attached to this situation anymore. You don't want to be here. You want to keep moving forward. You've made that clear a couple times. There's an element of dishonesty here. I don't know that's an outright lie, but someone hasn't fully expressed their thoughts about why they actually want to balance with you. 5 of Pentacles, 7 of Wands. There is an insistence here upon repairs or to make something correct that you need to give, or they're about to ask you for something. Maybe it's in that vein of you owe me, or I feel that you owe me. I did tell you specifically it's more for their point of view, not necessarily your two's connection. So, we're not being totally honest about that. Knight of Swords. They're just trying to get you to agree to show up, and I'll tell you why. Knight of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, Ace of Cups. This is not an accusation. Please don't take it as one. You have a history with them that when they asked you to show up, you would. It was almost like a knee-jerk reaction. You've always been kind of old faithful like that. Knight of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, Ace of Cups. You don't respond to an emotional feeling to them anymore. Okay? So you don't reply like you used to. You don't have that knee-jerk reaction like you used to. All right. Okay. Well, you're not the same Cancer anymore. At some point, you really decided to move on from this. And if you couldn't react to this person or connection in love anymore, then what was the point? Okay. The Hierophant Judgment. I really want you to lean into your higher self. You do what's right for you first. Everything begins with the self, including your idea of commitment. What do you believe in? What are your core beliefs, your higher values? Commit to that. Judgment. You commit to you first. Do you continue to have any sort of faith or conviction in this connection that suggests you should be there? Or do you know somewhere deep down inside they're going to ask you for something and they weren't completely upfront with you about it, but they had to do some maneuvering or withholding to get you to agree to show up in the same place at the same time because they know it benefits them and not you? That's a lot to extrapolate from a reading here. This kind of gave a lot away. They're not able to tap into you like they once did or get you to respond like you used to. I don't like that at all. Ace of Swords is in reverse. I see more of that 3D reality. Resource material, Seven of Wands, a little bit pushy here. Defending their position. They need help with something or they want something from you. At first it looked like an even Steven kind of balanced proposal. But it's not. Not really, no. You always kind of used to show up to this like old faithful, right? So, and if you don't want to make any stops, you don't have to. All right. Page of Wands. What else, please? Queen of Pentacles. Know who you are. Take care of yourself. Invest in you. The world is in reverse. I'm just... This is something in theory that you said you closed the door on. It's in reverse. It can reopen. It might. I think they're feeling you out to see if they still have a chance with you or an inroad with you. Okay? Particularly if you two were in a former serious relationship or even a commitment. In which case they're asking your presence, reassurance, more for them that perhaps there's still an opportunity for you too. You've entered an era here, it seems, where you get to focus on you. So if you don't want to make any stops, you don't have to. Okay? And remember, even though they're showing me money, resources, it could still cost you, yes. But it can also cost you time, energy, and effort. And it might seem that's all. I just want to see you. I just want to talk to you. Yeah, there's a reason why. Right? All right, let's move on. Oracles. It's... Even when they know there's no emotional attachment anymore, they still want that reassurance that maybe you'll show up. Okay, that's enough of that. I'm getting bummed out, bro. I'm happy for you, though. You look great. Pride. Yeah. Oh, I know. It's that pride, too, that told you, oh, okay, we don't respond to this like we used to, so for our own sense of pride and dignity, stop giving to it, Cancer. Remember that. Right? There's healthy pride and there's unhealthy pride. There's healthy ego, there's unhealthy ego. Know which is which. Please. And if you choose to give to this, is that coming from an unhealthy ego in you? Think of it that way. That's why they said, look at your higher self. What do you commit to? What do you believe in? Okay. Distance is in reverse. Oh, so it's been a minute since we've seen each other. There's been some distance between you two. Okay. Just to let you know. And they want to close that distance. Okay. All right. Open heart. I'm telling you, on the forefront of what looks like a very practical meeting that, by the way, you still have not said yes to. Very practical conversation. Somebody wants reassurance that maybe there's a possibility for return, and would you welcome that? Which I consider very odd, knowing that they saw you walk. That maybe you can return into those old feelings, that they might come back again. I told you it was more for self-interest. They want to know that maybe there's some return space in there. Where are we on time? Oh, yours do have a tendency to... Just remember, you said it was over. It's over. If you choose to leave a door open, in some way you're participating, even if you're not fully aware of it. You say you don't want to make stops, don't. I see how you used to have a knee-jerk reaction to them once upon a time. You're not that Cancer anymore. Your reasons for moving on, wanting to move on, I don't know. That's already happened. I'm more about you concentrating on your goals. Okay? And I don't like this. I just want to make sure I can see you again. That way I understand in some way you still honor what I want. And then maybe that leaves me some wiggle room in the future that we could be a thing again. I don't like it, guys. I don't like it. Anyway, Compass. After that ending, your whole thing was to recalibrate to your own sense of north, following your own North Star. For some of you, Cancer might be your North Node. Harvest, yeah, see. I think this is... There's a note here of reaping what you sow. Okay? There is. In some way they help sow it. But don't return to this just to have to harvest it again or reap it again, you know? Be mindful of that, guys. I'm here to tell you about the good stuff, and as much as about the warnings and all this other crap, I'm happy that you are moving in a direction that's finally right for you after I don't know how long. But I tell you what, it's when we're ready to move on that somebody's like, are you sure though? Sure I can't tempt you back over here? Maybe they're right. Maybe your feelings for them might reemerge with enough context exposure. That's up to you. Remember, participation is a choice. All right, but I'm rooting for you. I think in your spirit this is over. I do. But they're drawing on an old history between you and them. Okay? G, N, E, K, we have the medallion of Aries, Libra, and Virgo. You might have these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connected to the season, might be important to you. Cancer, honey, you keep on. Look at that. Badass. Make sure you stay that way. I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. And just a very quick outro, I want to remind folks, and I do this from time to time, that I'm a tarot reader first and content creator second. We are small, we are a niche channel, and that's just the way, I like it. That being said, the realities of having any sort of content in social media is such as that you still have to play by their rules, their parameters, their algorithm. It's a punishable offense when you don't upload on a regular basis. So since I'm going to be technically missing 4 days worth of uploads, well, I will be punished accordingly.
You should spank me.
All that to be said, guys, one of these can go a long way. Oh, yes. This is like the online equivalent of tipping your waitress. And I want you to know I appreciate you. You're such a supportive, loving group of folks, and that means the world to me. I am where I need to be. Remember, I'm here for you guys. YouTube just happens to be the platform. I was going to set up shop somewhere, you know, and I'm glad it's here, and I'm glad that you all are part of my crew. Anyway, take care. Be well.